Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 166 of Twilight of the Old Order. The Twilight Party, after recouping and recovering, have decided to seek out their foe, the leadership of the Committee for the New Age. We rejoin our heroes, back again, deep within the ancient, forgotten underground complex, planning to take a leap into the unknown. Hello, my name is Chris, alternatively known on this channel as GM Chance, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our story. The story we're telling is a tabletop role-playing game using the tremendous 1980s, it was a while ago, 1980s vintage role-playing system called Rolemaster. A crunchy system that I personally love and have been playing for many years. And it is the backbone, it is the system that we use to play our game entitled, as you can see up on screen, Twilight of the Old Order. For any good story, you need heroes, and these are our heroes. There are 6 of them up on screen, 6 faces. And in a few moments or so, we're going to turn to the players of those 6 characters to introduce their characters a little bit more by way of a character development question. I send these questions out earlier in the week and give the players an opportunity to kind of mull over some questions relating to either their character's backgrounds or their likes or their dislikes or their journeys in the adventure that we've been telling or whatever, which just fleshes out the character a little bit more. So we'll do that in a second. Before we do, it's now very much a staple of the game, our regular thanks to all of the people that support us online. This video, of course, goes up onto YouTube, but there are also podcasts, so you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and a variety of other places. And there are a number of links and posts about each one of our games across a number of different social media platforms. Everything from X to Blue Sky to Facebook to whatever. And across all of those various platforms, we get a lot of comments and feedback. People that have taken an interest either in the rules that we play. As mentioned, we use an older system, a system all the way back to the 1980s, quite a crunchy system as mentioned, or people commenting on the characters or the story or whatever. And it's just been hugely gratifying as we've posted more and more of these videos, and more people have taken an interest. Just that our little hobby, something that we'd be doing in our spare time for fun because we love it anyway, the fact that we can share this with the world and that people are interested in our story is fantastic. So a sincere and hearty thank you to all of the people who take an interest. What we'd say to anybody that perhaps has either stumbled across one of these videos for the first or maybe second time, and you're enjoying them, you're liking the stories we tell, the character development from the characters is compelling, or whatever it is, and you're having fun and you enjoy it, maybe you listen to or watch this on your commute, maybe you listen to this as you do your chores around the house, whatever it is, we'd really appreciate either a like down below, or even better, a subscribe. A couple of seconds from you using your mouse really does help the channel grow and help other people like you find our stories. Okay, well and truly enough from me. We are turning to the real stars of the show, the true heroes of the show, the players. And today, we kick off with Graham.
Hello. So a few questions here. I played up a couple of characters in this game, the first of whom is Severin. And today he's going to answer the question, what's the most tender moment your character shared with someone? I suppose there are times when you're role-playing where things get a little bit uncomfortable and it was surreal, and probably the most surreal moment is role-playing a meeting with your character's mother, where the GM is replying, "Is your character's mother?" Was a tender moment, although I'd say one of the more surreal playing this game, where the GM and I were in a chat room by ourselves, having a good fun discussion, which is lovely. Still, that's what makes the game, right?
It is.
Turning then to Tenya, the other character that I play in this game, the most ancient relic your character's uncovered. Well, I think possibly recent experiences here, probably in terms of ancientness, will probably trump anything else she's seen in terms of exploring a Lords of Arcana site. That some of it was undisturbed for X number of years. Chris will tell me how long, but thousands of years.
Lots.
And lots. And to pick things up and explore passageways and come across creatures that have been undisturbed for many years was quite a sensation. Terrifying. And obviously we discovered within that compound ancient relics, some of which we flogged, some of which we carry now, that are really old. So that was quite interesting, not least where we are now in terms of back in that complex and about to potentially explore more of the same or similar compounds. So interesting.
Cool. Thank you.
Turn to Anthony.
Right, good to be back. For Eskel, what's the most tender moment your character has shared with someone? And that's back in Duyranaki, his past, his demons, catch up with him in a physical form, of confronted by one of his whipping boys, with a lot of disdain for. But it was post that there was actually before, but Tanya coming over to just find out what happened. And for that moment, Eskel actually let his guard down a bit, to just share, and not fully, but just that moment there was enough. So, and he being one of the priests who does he kind of have a soft spot or a sharing moment with, and it's definitely that moment from Tanya sort of brought him in. So he'll always, I think, have an eye on protecting Tanya now. I think.
Excellent. Hey, Anthony, I think your mic is doing that muffled thing again. We can hear you, correct, Pete? Am I right? Pete, yep. We can hear you, but it might be going through a different mic. We can, as I say, you're understandable, but sometimes getting a bit hard to hear. So maybe.
Let me quickly check those settings again.
Just while you're doing that, my thanks to you. You're picking up Yotto today, I should say. We're playing on a Sunday for a change. Yotto is played by Giles, and Giles can't make the session. as up on screen, that's Yotto, and he, like Askell, is a fellow warrior mage. So thanks for picking up Yotto. Any luck with the sound?
How does it sound?
Oh my god, a million miles better.
Right. It's defaulting to basic and I need to put it on high definition. There you go.
Million miles better, like crystal clear.
Voice for radio.
Yeah, voice for radio. Yes, definitely, miles better.
Yeah. All right. Now let's talk Yotto. Similar for Yotto, as Tina, like, what's the most ancient relic your character has encountered? So this was definitely down here. All the goodies from Arcana. Very intriguing. He was to get amongst those and work out a few bits and pieces. And I'm just going to let him. His most interested, of course, the slippers, because Yotto's all that height. He's got to learn how to, or likes to be able to cut some shapes on the floor. Because I know his hanger's quite a lot into it as he dush.
Yeah, Giles does like the dush. Yep. Very good, thank you. Well, we are a couple of players down today, which means we have only one left. Heat.
I think he's disappointed that he didn't get his dress of quintupling to go with the slippers. I think that was we forgot to buy it. Anyway, thank you. Yes, I'm Pete, and I'll be playing Nicholas and Jada as well. So, question for Nicholas. I was going to answer the same one, but I think we've sort of done the most ancient relics. What's the most? Go with what's the most desperate fight your character has been in? God, there's been a few of them. I don't know. The one that stands out is the one that I think that Edmund died in the. So this is before recording. Yeah, and I kind of stand. It just felt like it went on for a long time. It was sort of arduous and grueling. Sort of combat after combat, or a few combats and things. I think that was one where Tanya lost a death save. And Edmund actually died, and we sort of came out the other side of that like, oh, thank goodness we got out of there. That was one of them.
Just on that, I think, just going back into my little calendar, that was a particularly brutal fight. Where is it? Death of 17. So. In that day, which was now many months ago, there was, on that day, you guys slew a M.E.R.P, a dead creature, before you went into the complex. 17 wild blueskins, 4 trained blueskins, and 4 Arabic type soldiers. It's quite a body count. That was in one day. It was a pretty messy day.
That was. We were glad to get away, I think, and then we had the whole battle through the jungle after that as well. Was it that whole adventure into the jungle was, on Gaul was quite harrowing, I think. That's one that stands out. There's many others, and there's many others when it's just sort of like, oh my goodness, how are we going to get out of this? Oh, we did, but whew, okay. It feels that way each time, which I suppose is the point. That's for Nicholas. For Jada, who is usually played by Stara, but she can't be with us today, we'll answer maybe 2 questions. What does your character consider the most important thing in life? And how does your character handle success? I think they work both together for her. She is a follower of M.E.R.P. So the most important thing in life would be her worship of the gods. And she would handle success by attributing any sort of actions or any successes. She would pass those up to the gods, or blame them on the gods. Credit the gods with them. And I was just having a wee look, and I assume our characters would know. Jada's not. She doesn't talk a lot, but she isn't. When she does talk, she seems that she's quite happy to talk about her religion or tell us about parts of it. So, I assume I'm able to sort of mention here that the person of the M.E.R.P faith, which is made up of 3 main gods, she follows the daughter of one of those main gods. She follows the daughter of Thoth, the god of birth, marriage, and crafts and love, and follows Gauquilin, daughter of Air, and which is for trade, healing, crafts, and travel. So that's who Jada would follow most sort of primarily. The goddess of healing of the M.E.R.P faith, which I just thought was interesting to add.
Excellent. Thanks, Pete, and my thanks to you too, along with Anthony. You're picking up somebody else's character today, so thank you very much. Very good. Those are our heroes up on screen, and again, there's my Discord. Sometimes can be a little bit cantankerous. There we go. There's the Discord. There are the questions that Pete has popped into the chat, and there are the characters named up on screen. If perhaps you've come across this video for the first time and you're curious to learn a little bit more about these characters, head back to some of our older episodes where you can see the faces of the players. We did on a couple of occasions now. We have recorded the players on screen, describing their characters a little bit more. So delve back into some previous episodes to see what, firstly, the radiance of our players on screen, but also a bit more about the characters. All right, it has been some time, a couple of weeks since we played, so we're now going to hand over to, as we do each time, to our scribe Pete to do a bit of an update of what happened last time. Pete, I'll try to augment what you have up on screen with some images, but see how we go. So, yep, take it away, please.
Thank you. So, yes, perfect. This is where we're at the beginning of last session. This is where we're starting in the shop of Maisie and I forget his name.
Yoran.
Thank you. Thank you, and Rasgarrett. So they were our hosts. We'd sort of just gotten back from our trading trip halfway around the world in Ionia, and we'd sold some of the items that we'd gotten from the ruin of the Lords of Arcana. So we'd just gotten back to Maisie and Yoran's shop. Oh, there's the Gilded Jackal in Ionia, and there's our friend Lysandros, Damarion. Yeah, Damarion.
Yep, that's right.
Yep. So yeah, interesting. Yeah, we've got a significant amount of money now. I think it wasn't a lot compared to how much this guy is is used to dealing with, but yeah, we've got Mithril now, which is an easier way to carry quite a lot of money. So back in Rasgarrett, which is near the Vale of Whispers. Thank you, Blueskin Town and Blueskin / what should we call it?
Thracian Garrison.
Thrace. Thank you, Kingdom of Thrace, Garrison Town. We were holding out for a couple of days while Maisie, our hostess, had been arranging new guides for us to take us back to the Vale of Whispers. Because our plan is then to go through that teleportation device that we'd found there, and to continue with trying to catch Torvash Papillus. We're trying to beat him and foil his plans before day 0. We started off by meeting with the wives of our previous guides who went missing. So these are Blueskin. There they are. There was Catriona, Isabella, and Una, and they didn't speak Westron, or we didn't have too much of a common language, but they could make themselves understood. And the meeting didn't go very well, and there's some of their children. Yeah, they got, and understandably got worked up. I think the impression we got was that they were accusing us of. They didn't believe that their husbands, who had guided us previously, they didn't believe our story. Basically, we were trying to explain that we wanted to go back and look for them, but they was accusing us of slavery. It didn't help that we were outsiders, so they had very low trust of outsiders, I suppose. Things just disintegrated into shouting, and sort of, weapons were perhaps drawn. We decided to beat a hasty retreat and leave it to our host to try and smooth things over, and that seemed to be the right approach. Things sort of calmed down, but we were very aware that we were not the flavour of the month, and in the town again, and so we were very wary and wanted to not stray outside of the shop for the next couple of days. seemed to have blown over. A couple of days after that, I'm not sure exactly when. Well, actually, I do. 15th of New Year. Our guides arrived, Con and Mungan. So we were a little bit hesitant about these guys, feeling that they could have been in with the wives and could have been leading us into a trap, but we had to get out of there. We decided to go straight away. So and we're hoping that by leaving immediately as soon as these guys arrived, we're going to hopefully take them. Hopefully they wouldn't have time to prepare any sort of a trap, but they seemed ready to go. So off we went. So we went off at sort of about midday, and on our way back to the Vale of Whispers, and actually our fears were unfounded. It seems we. Minus an encounter with some troll boars and some sastin, so the really scary pig things and those awful birds. We made it to the Vale of Whispers fine, so that was okay. We said goodbye to our guides. We had mentioned we might have more pay for them to show gratitude or whatever, and that was perhaps a mistake because they were then a bit disgruntled when we didn't pay them enough. So yeah, perhaps something to watch if we ever come back this way. But we headed down into the Vale after leaving them, and a couple of arrows shot from the farm, Odana Farm, as we went past, but hopefully that was uneventful. Nothing there. We went down, crept through the Vale. There was a wyvern on the ledge, sort of nearish to where we had to cross and go up to the secret entrance to the Lords of Arcana Ruin, which we wanted to. It's the way we came out last time, and the way we're going in this time. We did our whole flying and invisible sort of a thing. In fact, we're probably actually still invisible at the moment. I imagine that once we made it into the tunnel, it would have been more sensible for us to make ourselves visible. Because traveling down the tunnel invisible doesn't make sense. But got past the wyvern, thank goodness, safely and into the tunnel, and have travelled. It was a reasonable time down through the tunnels back to. We got past this collapsed trap. There it is, there with the. An old trap that the Lords of Arcana, which involved these magical spinning blades. The tunnel had collapsed a lot, and we had to sort of squeeze our way past. We, I think it was Jada who came off worse for wear, unfortunately, sliding past these blades. But no permanent harm done. We made it, I think, into the vicinity or into the room with this ancient transportation or this mystical device is, and as on the screen, those people, who was it? Askell, Jada, and Tanya had, as they had before, had these visions, and I think it's linked. These are the ones who had the comet symbols on their skin. When we exited the in between last time, they sort of there was some sort of a resistance roll. I'm not sure how it worked actually, but some of the party got this this mark on their skin, a sign of a comet, which of course is the comet in the sky, which is coming and probably going to smash in on day 0. We're not sure. Seems to be related to the other group's quest to do with the Watcher and the Lone in the night, and to do with the decrease of magic and waning of the god's power on the. Not sure exactly what the comet symbolizes, but it's also associated with these visions, these divine visions we get, and the other group gets, the Ain't No Place for a Hero group, of armies smashing together and fighting and bloodshed, and it's in a cold place, and there's thunder and smoke and steam, and the bloodshed begins. And I think that's where we're up to. The evening of I'm not sure if it was the 17th of New Year.
Very impressive, Pete. You do take very good
Isn't it?
notes. It is well done. Yeah, well done. Bingo.
Oh,
Landing, landing the aircraft carrier on a dime. That's exactly where we're at.
Oh, I did. Oh, cool. I did take notes, and I thought the travel was 2 days. So I think I might start to do this. So that's 2 days and 2 months. 2 months, and 2 days until day 0. So I believe perhaps could keep a countdown just to keep us just focused. Yeah.
Excellent. So as mentioned, it has been a while since we played. Pete, great job on zipping through what happened in our last session. Any questions from anybody? Anything that's not clear there? Anything that you want clarification on? Any purchases you may have made that I need to be aware of? Going once.
Only just think I don't know if it got mentioned. So Askell, it was on the XP sheet from a couple of sessions, but bought a lot of mapping equipment as well. So I don't know if the guys talked about it, but he would have this time with all the compasses, parchments, pens, pencils, quills, uses navigation to do some basic mapping on the way back here.
Okay.
And the fur coats, of course.
Yes.
So you bought warm clothing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no
Yes,
such thing as insulated clothing here, but there's furs obviously, which definitely would help. You bought food. Anything else?
Just puffer jackets all around, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything else I missed?
No.
Obviously, I think we covered, food and water, hadn't we? Or food at least. We've got water skins. Yeah, I think we're...
You good?
I think caught in the last session as a conclude that we couldn't get whey bread, but we were getting other rations. I think that's probably 2 sessions back. Does that sound right? Or did we get whey bread?
You did.
No, we did.
You did. You were able to.
Okay.
You got a month's
2
worth,
months.
I believe. How
Okay.
much?
2 months.
2 months?
I think I. Where is it? Whey bread, 2 months. Yep.
For everybody?
Well, I didn't speak for everyone,
No,
but I'm happy to have noted.
No,
happy to
sure.
note.
Well, no, it's up to people to have jotted it down themselves. So, yes, okay. So please definitely keep a track of food. Yes, you had access to whey bread, and you would have paid city costs. It was quite expensive from memory, Pete. Top of your head, can you remember what it was? 20 gold or something?
I really can't remember.
That's right. That's right.
I can have a look. No?
That's okay. Okay, so that's where we begin. The GM's noted navigation tools. Assume that things like arrows, etc., would have been replenished. Please do note down anything that you purchased. Navigation tools, warm clothing, the whey bread as discussed, and full water bottles. Assume that with judicious use of your water bottles, you've got enough water in a non-desert environment to last you. A full water bottle will last you for 2 days, using it sparingly. In the desert, a water bottle will last you for 1 day. Okay.
Yeah.
That is where we begin. Anything else? Anything else I need to know?
Yeah, I was going to say the trigger for Askell really to buy clothing was because he had a lot of that non-important stuff pilfered by the guards when we spent a few days in lock up. So that was his trigger to replace a lot of clothing and pick up new gear.
Cool. As per usual, if it's not on the sheet, you don't have it. Going once, going twice. Let's start the game. Exactly as described, this room is where you begin. What happens?
I thought that we were going to take a rest to recover power points. It is evening, isn't it? I think, yeah. So that was, I hope, was going to be the plan. Jada and Nicholas are both down in power points. And I then also thought that we'd discuss about Tanya doing some future seeing stuff of going through, perhaps different places, to like choosing different destinations. And I suppose the group needs to have a discussion about where we want to go, because we've got, where's that map?
Help you with a map if useful.
Yes, please. It's somewhere in the chat, but it's always a matter of
Which
scrolling
one were you after?
The one with the 4 the map of the map. The picture of the map. That's the one. Thank you. So we've got That's we've got Krakoa, we've got Port, we've got Cat, and what's the other one? Palace. So do we have? So I suppose Nicholas would speak up, and we're here to talk about that Cat one, the 3 triangles. If we were following Tuavash Palace, so Krakoa is the Star's Grave. That's where we want to end up on day 0. I'm pretty sure we've all agreed on that. The Cat one, the dying guy. What did I put his text? I think I did in the main chat last time. Where is it? Lots of roles have gone past. The guy who we found dying. Had said that some person from there we go, from Katanos, Fiden Callis of Katanos knows Papillus's sites, hidden sites, which apparently are near Krakoa, near the Star's Grave. So either can we assume that Fiden Kalilus of Katanos is in Katanos, which might be Cat on that map. It doesn't mean he's there, it means he's from there, but is that a place to start? Or do we want to go to Krakoa and start looking around for Papillus's sites there? That's I'm just going to post those are the dying man's words in the main chat again, just if anyone needs to yeah, that was Nicholas's thinking. We'll either go to Krakoa or to go to Katanos to look for this guy, to interrogate this guy to find Papillus's secret sites, which is where we want to go.
One of the latter sounds better. I mean, so we discovered that he'd come here as much to destroy the evidence as find new evidence, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So do we assume he's already got what he needs?
Yes, he's got the last. He's got the last existing recipe on it around his neck.
So, yeah, rather than taking a potluck, it might make sense to find somebody who knows what he's doing and where he's going, right?
Yep. So do you mean go to Katanos and try and find this Faden person? But I mean, he might not be there, but we could ask around, and who knows? I mean, it's probably going to be a Tarong. I mean, all of these places are probably in Tarong anyway. So, I mean, how much of a
Where are we physically at the moment?
we're in the room with the transporter.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's why we just can choose where to bounce to. Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, sorry, I wasn't.
Brain not kicked in yet. No, that's cool. My brain hadn't kicked in. Of course, we're sitting by a transporter.
Yeah, it's difficult to know. Will he go straight to Star's Grave 2 months early?
Well, this is the dying guy. You must go to him for me. He will move very fast now. You can't find him if you can't find him on the way back to our lands after this awful place. Either seek him in one of his 3 holds far to the south, not many days from the Star's Grave. Not many days from the Star's Grave. His secret sites where key ingredients of the dust are made.
Oh, well then that one then, yeah. Let's take
But these are secret sites near Krakoa. Faden Kalilus of Katanos knows these sites.
But we have no indication where Faden is.
We've got no idea where he is, apart from he's of Katanos, but doesn't necessarily mean that that's where he is. And it doesn't mean that the cat on the key of that map means Katanos either. But we've got Krakoa we could go to, or Cat, which, I don't know.
I reckon Krakoa, right?
Okay.
Yeah, if that's what ultimately this stuff is, like you said, finding one guy in an unknown location. I mean, bearing in mind we're going to go straight into a tomb anyway, probably.
Yep. Do it. I think Eskel and Jot are all nodding.
Cool. Okay.
We've got to start somewhere.
We do. We know we're going to end up here at some point anyway, so... Well, my suggestion is that we rest the night here, and Tanya can do some exploring in the future of going through Krakoa. How about that?
Well, may as well do one of those. Oh, if she's not intending to do it, can she do it now? I mean, given, she could do one before she slept. I think she'd remain invisible for the hell of it, because if she's going to go first, she may as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, so we'll try that then, Chris. She'll use her bow and think, what if I went to Krakoa now?
So the symbol, these were the symbols, by the way. You'll recall, just to refresh your memory, there was this. You can see on that above this black mirrored surface, which goes all the way to the floor. You may recall there is a little. You can just see it there. There's a space above where one of these symbols is identified, and there is this device with a lever that you can pull around, and it aligns to a different one of these symbols on that lever, almost like a dial. A dial is probably a very accurate description. You move the lever around to indicate one of these different symbols. Great. So give me a description of what Tanya does, please. Brad?
Sorry, missed that. Just had to disconnect myself from my company systems again. Sorry.
That's all right.
Do you want me to roll?
Sure. So what she's taking out her bow, and
Yes, she's considering if she transferred herself through to Krakoa now. What does she see happening?
So can you give me a very and I know we've done this previously, but can you read out the spell, please?
Oh. Now, where's that sheet, Chris? We had the tracker sheet thing we have going. Remember where that's stored?
Yes, I do. Yep. If you go into the rules, it's in the with all the rule books.
Oh, okay, rule books.
Yep.
One moment, please.
Sure thing.
Right. Shows what will, in the most likely logical scenario, take place in the next minute. If a certain action is taken, a probable description of what will happen in the next minute in a realistic fashion, cryptic or rather than cryptic or symbolic. Yeah.
Okay, great. Give me a roll, please. You've had ample time to prepare. It only fails on a 1 or a 2.
81.
Sorry? 81. Cool.
1, yeah.
Spell goes off. Normally I may take a character aside to describe, but I'm going to keep it just public. So Tanya, several things. One qualification. There are the different devices on this dial that change. You're assuming changes the device above here. I think when you came down, it was set to. I think it was set to this one from memory. do you change the dial?
To the relevant one, yeah, Krakoa, yeah.
Okay, so you change it to this one here.
Set to stun, yep.
Set to stun. Okay, great. So slightly different from the other time that you checked. The first thing is pain. Not deathly pain, but definitely discomfort. So Tanya gets a sensation of discomfort, definitely. Nausea and confusion, and your head is the vision that you see is you are confused, but you are definitely in a different place. You are colder, not icy cold as you were previously on the previous one that you looked at, but it's definitely colder here for sure, much colder than where you are now. It's very dark where you are, and you are aware of kind of fumbling around in the dark, and it's a minute, isn't it? The description?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just check one thing. Yeah, dark. Very, very dark. And stone. A lot of stone around you. So most definitely you are in a different place, point one. Secondly, there is some pain, not deathly, it's not fatal, but you are uncomfortable for sure. And you're also likely to feel nauseous. You are cold, and you are in the dark. Yeah, stress, discomfort rather than you're mortally wounded or injured.
Okay. I guess Tony would explain that and suggest that we get rugged up, light torches before we go, and when we get have rest here now, get fighting fit. That's all she could tell. It was dark, but let's light some torches, get ourselves prepared for that, and prepared for the worst, and then head on. And if everyone else agrees,
Nicholas would, tentatively suggest would it be possible for her to do that vision again, but for her to have lit a torch previously and be taking a torch with her, so she would be able to see where she goes.
Yep, she could do that. Yep. Okay. Well, I suppose.
Yeah, or even something that's not, or perhaps his lantern. So if the passage going through this device might extinguish a torch, maybe it won't. A shuttered lantern. I don't know. Something.
Okay. All right. Should do it again.
Yeah, that's
How many times a day can she do this?
3 times a day.
Okay. Give me another roll. Only fails on a 1 or a 2.
$21.
Spell goes off. Exactly the same. In the dark.
Ah.
Did you want to try magical light? Neskel can cast light onto her handle or something.
Well, she's got one more before the lights out, so.
You can try that.
All right.
Magical.
Given we're going to rest anyway, okay. Yeah, why not?
So Askell
right,
doesn't. Yeah, sure. Askell doesn't have to actually cast it. You just have to explain to the spell that is what you're wanting. What would happen if? Correct.
I am.
So you don't have to. Askell has no need to cast it. It's a likely scenario, So you're asking the spell to you're interrogating the spell, a likely scenario that if this happens, what happens? Yeah, does that make sense?
Yep.
Yep.
Right, we have a chat. Imagine if.
Yeah, exactly.
This is my last one. So any other kind of things we can think of that might help? Imagine if. Or imagine if she also cast, when she got there, that she cast presence.
Okay. Yep. All right. I'd give you that. Give me a roll, please.
37.
Exactly the same result as the previous two.
Yeah. Did she feel like she was, I assume not, but she was free to move around and what have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
She wasn't constrained in any way. There was space around her, a lot of space. She got the sense that she was in a very big space, actually. So she wasn't. She hadn't arrived in a coffin or anything like that.
Right. And in terms of, did she get a sense that she was the actual portal bit where she passes through? Is that can I be reminded what that looks like?
Up on screen.
Oh, good. Oh, sorry.
Bearing in mind you're not looking at screens, Graham.
So is that where the flame is? I was looking in the mirror, isn't it?
It's here. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So that black surface goes all the way to the ground, and you're stepping through that.
So did I get a sense that there was something like that around me?
You don't know.
Hmm.
You definitely are not constrained. So her arms are around her, and if anything, she has the sense of space, a lot of space around her.
So that would infer that there must be some magical darkness cast on wherever we're going.
Or going through that cancels all magical spells.
Yep. And flames.
And flames. Who knows?
I guess it's probably not enough not to do it, is it?
Agree.
Because she can't cast light. No, she can't cast any light herself, so that doesn't.
Takes longer than she's used her third use anyway. I suppose if we sleep, she's got them back again. But
yeah.
I suppose it takes longer than a minute to light a lantern from scratch.
James just going to get a cup of coffee. Keep talking.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I suppose she could do that in the morning if you want.
I don't know. But it might take longer than a minute. I don't know. Yeah. I think we just go through, right? Just that's it. Yeah. But so you were meaning, did she feel behind her to see if the device was behind her? That's what you're meaning before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in a big space. If we are going into darkness, we probably just want to remember if I have some means of getting back there.
Yeah.
I wonder if we get ropes out before we go and tie them all together and loop them around each other so that we don't lose each other in the dark if we can't counteract it.
Yep. Let's do that. And she'd cast presence, hadn't she?
Yes. Oh, he didn't actually. Chris didn't mention if that threw up then, did he?
Yeah. Let's hope it doesn't.
I'm all for that.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. Rope together, and then sleep the night, rope together, and then I think we'll just go.
I think so Jada's kind of right. She's got her staff as like a tapping sort of way to if it is pitch black, but we just so we're prepared about that stuff as well.
I reckon if Askell can cast his projected light as soon as we're through.
Yeah.
And Severin will attempt to do the same on his sword.
Yep.
Yeah.
You've got echolocation.
Sorry? Huh?
You've got echolocation.
I'm right out.
What was that?
I'm right out.
Oh, yeah, out of echolocation. Oh, disappointing.
Yeah.
Just do some squeaks into the darkness and see if you can figure out what the.
I'll tell you, I'll spend the night hanging upside down in a nearby closet.
See if it helps.
Bat tenure. Okay, what happens?
And sorry, the presents didn't bring up a thing, Chris?
Nothing.
Right. Well, I think we'll sleep and just give it a crack. But I think what we're going to do is just get our ropes out, tie them all together, and then loop them around each other so they're all linked.
Mhm.
And then if we can't cast light at the other end, at least we can sort of move in a direction and potentially know which way we come from. What could we put on the floor to find that we find our way back again? Do you see what I mean? Is there a means of doing that? It'd be good if we could find something to tie the rope to, obviously. What could we do there?
That's
I mean, have a rope tied on this side of the portal going through the portal.
No, I mean when we arrive, if we can't find anything to tie the rope to, you know what I mean. So if we need what the idea being, if there was an area contained with magical darkness and we need to get back to it again, it'll be handy to leave a rope leading to it.
Yep, true.
A bit like poltergeist.
It's been many years. I can't remember. many years. All I remember is the television.
They put a rope through the television, I think. From
We
memory.
did, right, thanks. Yeah, like that. There's nothing really we can secure that to. We don't have anything heavy left, do we? We got rid of it all. Is there anything in the chamber, Chris, like a big rock big boulder thing that's freestanding that we could, Severin could maybe hold? But if you put it down, it would secure a rope underneath.
Yes. 1 second, please. So back to here. That's what you can see.
Right. So Severin's going to take a boulder with him, like his obelisk or something.
Okay.
Like a companion cube. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those big monoliths. What are they called?
Miniature.
Dolmen. One of them. Yeah.
Menhir. Yeah.
Miniature. And
It's so appropriate.
yeah, these TTPs people are crazy. And then
Your little dog.
my little dog, and so he'll hold that before he goes through and tie one end of this looping rope. Can we all get into this thing at the same time?
No, one by one.
No. Boo. In that case, he'll go through with all the ropes tied to it and distribute the rope at the other end.
Okay.
Sorry, I suppose we're assuming that we make it through the night safely.
Yes.
Yes. Just give the GM one last second, please, to do a little bit of finagling. Continue having a chat amongst yourselves, please. No one ever does, of course.
Sounds like we've come up with our best mitigations as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. A stone sitting on top of a rope. That's great.
Yeah. Tell you what.
Work.
While we're hanging out or whatever, just general sort of things, I'll get it on record that Eskel would be sitting with Yotto to teach him a bit more Throbonic and Haradanian, and general sort of spell revision or spell-less revisions for what they have.
Yeah,
And Yotto would be doing the same.
Nicholas too.
I'm sure Jada will as well.
Yes, true. You're right. Thanks, Anthony.
Tanya would spring her bow before she goes through.
Okay.
Hang on, and that's a point. What if?
So I'll go through each character.
Yep.
So the night before, doing some training and some language learning from Yotto, and Askell. Anything else from anybody else the night before I should be aware of?
Nicholas and Jada would also be doing their training, language learning, spell-less learning.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Excellent. Cool.
Before he goes through, Severin would activate the Mask of Enhancement to add to his perception.
Yep. I'm trying to remember how that works. Hopefully you've got that jotted down somewhere. Pop it into the...
Yeah, I just have to sort it out 30 minutes beforehand.
That's right. Okay.
And then it lasts for an hour.
Okay, cool. Very good. Anything else I need to know?
We'll obviously put out a standard watch.
Yep. Okay. The night, not that you would know it's night, is uneventful. It passes without issue. The next morning, your characters wake up. It's as they would normally do. Nothing untoward in the watches. Possibly a clank or two during the night, maybe. Way up the tunnel. Possibly. But you're not quite sure. Certainly nothing came down. But maybe some metal noises upstairs. Certainly nothing has come into this room or any sounds of anything coming close to you. What do you do next morning?
Did the when we moved the statue, or Yotto moved the statue for the secret passage, did that clank?
It rumbled.
But this would be more of a clank. Maybe let's say there was a 12-foot metal kind of warrior. that kind of clank, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Yep. Oh, okay. Just checking.
They closed the statue, though, right?
They did. Yes, they did. Yeah, they did.
Metal Mickey. Dear Metal Mickey. Do you know Metal Mickey's named after Mickey Dolenz of the Beatles, who wrote and produced the Metal Mickey? There you go.
I did not.
There you go.
There you go. Just so you know. Of the Monkeys.
Yep.
Anyway. Well, should we do it, shall we?
Let's do it.
Who's going first?
Oh, 10 years. She's only got one life, you know. Let's live it.
Okay.
YOLO.
So preparations, ropes, etc. Tell me what Tanya specifically is doing first off.
Well, I think Severin's got all the rope.
Okay.
We're not going to... I don't think the poltergeist thing may not work in this instance, so he'll carry the rope and his pet boulder.
Okay.
And put it on its leash.
Okay.
And he'll hold that.
Boulder for a walk. Okay, let's go with Tanya first off, right?
Yeah.
So any preparations? Tanya struck her bow. Anything else that she's doing?
She's not going to be light, is she? Oh well. Do you think someone should go first who can actually cast light? That might be a better idea, mightn't it?
Yeah, Eskel's happy to go first.
All right, then she'll go next.
Okay.
Yep.
So Askel first. Any preparations for Askel? Brave Askel going first.
He'll be, I guess, aware he's stepping into somewhere, so potentially hand on hilt.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to prepare to cast as such. Just a bit concerned if he steps through any of his good work to be done, disrupted and start again anyway. So,
okay. Okay. So Askel steps through. Correct.
Yes.
Excellent. You sure about that?
No.
Very good. Next. Who goes next?
He went in with clean breeches too, by the way.
Yep. Who's next?
All right. Well, Severin. Tanya will go next then.
Okay. So tell me any preparation. So I have Askel going through with his hand on the sword hilt. Then next preparation. What's Tanya doing, if anything?
Oh, Tanya has got a bow strung.
Mm-hmm.
She'll hold on to that, but she won't put an arrow or anything. And she will... Yeah, I'll just make sure she's all ready to roll. Yeah.
Okay, great. And after Tanya?
Well, Severin's happy to go with his brock. I think he'll be crouched,
Mm-hmm.
so he doesn't drop the rock on his toe. But he'll have it, in his hands. So if he does fall, it'll just fall in front of him. and that's obviously got a rope tied to it, and right at the other end is round the coil is a rope tied round his waist. He'll also have his sword, not out obviously, but he'll be aware of it where it is on his person, and he'll be ready to cast light if he can.
Okay, sure. Who's next? And preparation for that person.
Nicholas would like to go next, please, behind Severin and the Rock. He would have he's got his warm clothing on, and he'd have his shield out. He's ready to draw his sword, and he'll just be, taking shelter behind people who've got more hits than him.
Okay, and after that?
Jada, please. She'll have her staff out, and she doesn't use a shield, does she?
No.
So, she'll follow on.
Cool, and then lastly, Yotto.
Yotto, yep. So he'll be the anchor. He won't have Odachi out. I think he hit some daggers, so he's refreshing where his daggers are.
Okay, very good. You all, in order, step through. And you are in intense pain. So you have travelled magically, by my counts, 3, perhaps 4 times. The first time for all of you was to travel from Osot, a miserable little town, if you may recall, to Rascaret. I think that was your first. There may have been another. You've also now travelled down to Jebai Ionia by magical transportation.
Then we went back again, didn't we?
And back again, yeah. On those occasions, you have this horrible sensation of being turned almost inside out, discombobulated. Everything about your person is just unnatural and bad, and you arrive at the other end, typically after each one of those, feeling nauseous, and I've often asked for a self-discipline check to check how you're doing. This is different. This is painful. It feels as though the very fibre of your being, it feels as though that something is reaching deep within inside you and twisting on every nerve, every single cell, not that your characters know what a cell is, your cell in your body, and tearing each cell apart. It is horribly, horribly painful. As well as the nausea and the discomfort and this just complete dislocation. In 1 second you feel like you're nowhere, and then in another second you feel like you're everywhere all at once. You feel, to quote a very famous author, 1 second like butter spread over too much bread, and then from another you feel directly in one place at one time. It is a horrible, horrific, painful sensation. And it feels as though every fibre in your being is being both pulled apart, manipulated, twisted, wrapped round again, but critically evaluated. Something is watching you. Something is seeing you as you're doing this. And it hurts. It really, really hurts. And I'd like each of you, please, we'll start off with the order at which you went through, to make 2 rolls, and we'll do both rolls in order. The first one is to see if you manage to basically stave off the pain. Now this is going to be an unusual roll. What I'd like you to do, please, is to get your channeling resistance roll bonus. The same for your mentalism, the same for your essence. Add all 3 together and divide by 3. So take your channeling bonus, your mentalism bonus, your essence bonus, add all 3 together and divide by 3. So Askell, please, if you can prepare that. You are what level, please, Askell?
8.
8, thank you. And can you please give me a roll and then tell me what's your bonus with those 3 combined is?
So, combine and then divide by 3, right?
Combine all 3, divide by 3.
And then, okay, so divide by 3 will be rounded up to 11, so 10.6.
Cool, 11. So give me a roll, and then we'll add 11 onto it.
All right, roll coming through. Askell got a 53.
Askell, horrible, horrible pain racks your body. Can you please lose 6d10 hits?
Jesus. I need another sleep.
6d10. 26.
26. Askell, the agony of doing this, blasting through wherever you've come from or to or whatever the hell has happened, you drop down from your normal 81 down to 55. That really, really hurt. I'd like you to make another roll, please. A separate roll this time. This is a self-discipline check, so a 50 or better is a success. This is at negative 30. So make the roll, add on your self-discipline, and then I'll minus 30 off it. Give me a roll, please.
Right. I got a 26, so not a good start.
What's a self-discipline?
Self-discipline is minus 6, so he's already on 20. So his roll would be 20.
That is a failure. Can you roll 2d10, please?
$13.
13. Askell, you arrive here. I'll show you where you arrive. You arrive here. That's what you see. Exactly that. What's up on screen? And
Black cat.
Yep, exactly that. And slight change from what you can at least hear. There is no sound of any torches.
Might need to adjust your contrast, Chris. It's a bit dark.
And for 13 rounds, so a minute and a half, Askell, you are dry retching and stunned, panting for breath, and just utterly traumatized in the blackness wherever you are. You're right here, right now. It's the first person to go through. The second person was Tanya, and we'll rinse and repeat for you, please, Tanya. Tanya, what level are you?
She's 9th. She rolled a 39.
Okay.
Plus 3.
Yep. Tanya, can you roll a 60-10?
Nothing would make me unhappier. Right, 32.
We're on 100. You're now on 68. Oh my god. That hurt. That really, really hurt. That was different. That was horrible and painful. Same thing again. A constitution check, please. Roll the dice. You need to make 50 plus, adding your constitution bonus.
Self-discipline?
Sorry, did I say self-discipline? Sorry, yes, self-discipline.
Well, she failed that.
Okay, 2d10, please.
$16.
Okay. Tanya. So, a bit longer than Askell. Sorry, I said 13 rounds. That's actually 2.5 minutes. A bit more for you, Tanya. You are just utterly incapacitated. You're stunned, your head is reeling, and you are down on the ground, this cold, cold stone, and it is cold, retching, vomiting, bile is coming out of your mouth pretty promptly. Who's next, please?
Severin.
Severin. Rinse and repeat. Give me roll. What level is he, please? What level is? Oh, that was a failure. Okay. Severin can 60-10, please.
Ah. 45.
Oof. You're on 105 hits. That really hurts Severin. And then your self-discipline check to see if you can avoid throwing up and being stunned.
2.
2. How long are you out for?
Roll. Yeah. It's not very good, is it? Self-discipline is plus 32.
2 plus...
34.
So 32 plus 2 minus 30. It's definitely a failure. How long is he out for, please?
Some cracking rolling going on here. 12.
12 rounds. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, Severin, of being... Oh, and I'd like you to make a special self-discipline check to see if you drop your rock and if it potentially lands on your foot.
I'm crouched, of course.
Crouched. True. You did say that.
Yeah.
I think actually with a failure, with quite a spectacular failure with that, you drop your rock. However, it just lands at your feet. Crunch. Managing to avoid your toes. Next up was Nicholas or Jada?
Nicholas next.
Nicholas next. Same again, please. Nicholas, what level is he, please?
8th.
8th. Just a sec. Okay, give me a roll, please.
Rolled 70.
70. Yep.
And his channeling mentalism essence is plus 11.
So, Nicholas, you, whether it be the fact that you're magically inclined yourself or whatever, this is horribly painful, but you manage to resist. Somehow going through this gate, this whatever it is, you're okay, at least from the pain. You basically just psych yourself into it. Maybe you psyched yourself into it before you left, but you're okay. You don't take damage. Let's try the nausea and the stuns, please.
Ooh, yeah, 38.
38. What's his? I think that's got to be a fail, I'm sure.
Yeah. Plus 17.
I mean, he's good, but
no,
not enough. How many rounds is Nicholas out, please?
2d10. Oh, okay, 5.
5 rounds. Cool. Just under a minute. Vomit.
Ooh.
A screed of vomit, not that you can see it, Nicholas, comes out of your mouth and you collapse, or nearly collapse. So you're staggered, lying there, standing there with bile, and it's not nice. You feel awful. Next up is Jada. What level is she, please?
9th.
9th. Great. Give me a roll, please, Jada.
Oh, 35.
Your bonus.
Plus 10.
It's 10. Isn't good enough, I'm afraid. Give me 60-10 damage.
Oh, wow. Ooh, 20.
It's 20. Jada, you're now on, rather than your 93 hits, you're on 73 hits. Goodness, that hurt. And then, again, the self-discipline check to avoid throwing up.
Oh, that's not going to be good either. 14.
No. How many rounds is she out?
Sorry, 2d10. 2 minutes, 12. It's 12 rounds.
12 rounds, cool. And then last, but by no means least, who I believe is 8th level, Yotto. Give me a roll, please.
Otto, he rolled a 37 and his combo was +4 only.
He also fails. Give me a roll, please.
Oh,
What was the roll?
41. 41.
41 out of a 2d10.
I thought it was 60-10.
No, it's for the hits. Sorry, yes, 41. Sorry,
Sorry, no, you're right. 2d10. No, you're right.
41. Yotto, you are now on 63 hits. My God, that hurt. And then your self-discipline check, please, Yotto.
Self-discipline. 30.
30.
Even his. Yeah. He was -10 self-discipline,
Okay.
so he's well under.
So how long's he out for, please? 2d10.
5.
5. Same as Nicholas. So that was your experience. One more time. And that blast, horribly painful. And you arrive, as per up on screen, into that. And for a second or so, Askell, you manage to shuffle slightly out of the way, and then the next person arrives, and then the next, and the next, and the next, reeling and coughing. And the only sounds that you hear for about a minute is the sound of kind of grunting, throwing up, the sound of a large stone being dropped, and just utter hideousness in the pitch black. It's cold, as mentioned. It's not quite, Askell, you'll be pleased to hear, it's not quite cold enough yet for you to be affected, but if it does get much chillier, you are going to be starting to suffer minuses. Your furs are helping, your warm clothes are helping. I'll be changing, by the way, people's armor type to 2, which is a fully clothed in robes, and thick robes. So if you normally don't wear armor, you have an armor type of 2 rather than of 1, because these are quite encumbering. And that's it for not quite a minute, with both, firstly, Nicholas and Yotto. Nicholas, first yourself. You're the first, kind of wiping bile and stuff off yourself. What do you do, please, Nicholas?
He'll sort of call out, and I hope everyone's okay, but he'll take his pack off, unsling his lantern, and start working to light it with flint and tinder.
Okay. Next is Yotto, a few seconds behind Nicholas doing that. Hello, Yotto. Anthony, have we lost?
Sorry, I'm saying, come on, Giles. Yes, so obviously similar, sort of wiping the old mouth on the sleeve, probably some little amusing joke of like, I've had bigger nights and blah blah blah, sissy. Let's go, lads.
Okay, cool. So Nicholas, you're wanting to light a torch. A flint and steel takes 3 minutes. So you're beginning the process of lighting, when little bit by little bit, all of your companions come out of their fuzzy heads and feeling sick. You're now all able to act. You're covered in vomit down the front of your tops. You're feeling very unstable. The other thing that hits you is you're all incredibly hungry. Very, very hungry. And yeah, no, I'll leave it at this stage. So you are now all able to able to act. Nicholas, you've probably got another minute or so before you can get your lantern.
So when he's striking, is there sparks coming off?
Yes.
And they are lighting, like you expect?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
cool. Just checking. Cool.
Yes.
Well, Severin will activate his sword.
Cool. Give me a roll, please.
90. Where was that roll when I needed it?
Success. So just for a second, change to that screen, and we'll do. So I've put Nicholas as being the torchbearer, but even though it's actually maybe I can do this clone. Turn Severin to the torchbearer. Just give me a second. I'm just going to change the image so Severin is the correct person with the light. Nicholas, are you going to light your lantern anyway as well?
He'll ask the group who else is intending to have light, and if others.
I think that's a good idea. Severin has directional light, so it won't.
Okay, so Nicholas will light his lantern anyway. He did buy extra oil, so.
Thank you.
Oh no, actually, his is a candle lantern, I think.
Yeah. Eskel's happy to cast projected light. He can put it into his palm, or he can put it on anything really. But just probably discuss with the group, is that too powerful, or
Well, that's what
fair to keep?
that's what Severin's casting anyway. So I mean, if we need it, why don't you hold it back just and keep your PowerPoints just in case, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's not much for Eskel. It's only like one PowerPoint. So
Yeah, it's just I mean, if we need it, so
Okay.
that's exactly cast projected light, 10 minutes per level. So that's 100 minutes, and then 50-foot beam of light from blade.
We'll start with those two. Eskel, if you want to change your mind, you're of course absolutely entitled to.
yeah, no, that's good. No,
Yep.
Group discussion. He'll just hi ho for now.
Cool. So, this is what you see. You have come out of something that looks very similar to this. So a black shiny surface on the wall. A couple of differences, however. First thing is a rock fall has come down and the device on the side is completely smashed. It's gone.
How convenient.
You are standing in a very, very large room. You're on a slight pedestal there that you can see. And if we flip it around, you can see rubble, etc. here. The remains of what looks like a stone table there. Pillars, 1, 2, 3, there. 1. Remains of a pillar over here. Make out some shapes on the far wall, kind of humanoid shapes. And you think what you can see, there are now 2 light sources. There's a back wall over here, some more rubble around here, and a black tunnel. It's cold, as mentioned. And I'd like all of you now, please, with a little bit of light. We have both Severin with some light, and we have Nicholas a few moments later lighting his lantern. Can I ask each of you to make a masked perception roll?
I'm asked what? Sorry.
Masked perception roll, please.
Oh, okay. Severin's got plus 25, just so you're aware.
Yes, great.
Yeah.
So,
So-
we'll go in the order that you came through. So Askel first.
Oh yeah. But Eskel would also like now he's obviously stopped dry retching and stuff, and recompose himself. He would actually, just for cautiousness, he would draw cutlass. So.
Cool. Actually, great. So can you please give me any actions, as you just did? So that's really helpful. Thank you. And
Yep. So yeah, cutlass out, and obviously just
got it. So give me a perception roll, please, as well.
He was 38.
It could be really good.
Ooh.
Remember?
Sorry. Looking at wrong sheet. And his general perception was plus 37, 38. So it's the 75.
Okay. Thank you. Very good. And look, since I've got you already, go to Yotto. Any actions other than getting bile off his shirt and getting to his feet? Any actions he does, and then a perception roll, please, from Yotto.
Yeah. Yotto would be similar. He would be taking his Odachi. Anything could happen, and I'll now for him. He got a 49, and Yotto 49 and a 49, so 88.
Remember, it's masked, so yeah, maybe not an 88.
Yep.
Very good. Okay. Yeah, Yotto, you're kind of aware that there's something not quite right about you and some of the others, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is. Something wrong, something different. Next person, can I please have a roll from both Tanya and then Severin, and then we'll do the last two characters.
Tanya rolled a 60.
60, cool.
60, 60.
Yeah, got it.
Her perception is plus 85. Severin rolled a 71.
Sick. Hang on. Yep.
Rolled 71. His perception is normally plus 80, but he also has a plus 25 on top of that.
80 plus 25. Cool. So some information. So Tanya, nothing for you. You're still kind of coming to terms with what's going on. Severin, a bit of information coming into your chat now. Please don't share it just yet. I'll come to you in a sec. That's for you, Severin. Don't share anything just yet. And then the last two characters, Nicholas and then Jada.
Nicholas rolled a 21.
It could be amazing, of course. Yep. And what's his bonus?
45.
Cool. Nicholas, you're too busy getting bile off yourself and cleaning down your and getting your lantern lit, I'm afraid. And then Jada.
Yep. Jada rolled a 63. Oh.
Cool. And what's her bonus?
63.
How about that? Yeah, Jada, you're aware that there's something kind of weird. You don't quite feel yourself, but you're not quite sure what it is, but you're not sure. And back into play.
So Severin reaches back to put his hair into a ponytail and remembers that he doesn't have long hair, and then catches his nail on his cheek and says, "Do you know what? My hair has grown and my fingernails are longer. Perhaps this visit that we have." He hasn't really got that long hair, but he has got longer hair than he had, and he wonders how long that journey actually took, or whether what's happened there. Something happened to us going through it. Maybe it took longer than we think, and if my hair's grown, that could be a considerable period of time. How long has my hair grown? How much longer do I think it is?
Could you give me a reasoning check, please?
5.
5? You've got no idea. Longer than a week, definitely. Longer than a couple of weeks. Everybody else, the same for everybody else. Your fingernails. That was the kind of the weird thing. The ones that felt something a bit unusual. Something was weird about how your fingernails are longer, and if you have facial hair, your facial hair is now quite a lot more than there was before, and your hair has grown. You're also very hungry, very very hungry, and very thirsty.
We do other reasoning checks to have a guess. At a length of time, or
Sure.
is it...
Yeah, give me a roll.
Sorry to interrupt, Graham. Nicholas will, Nicholas will say, well, no wonder the spells didn't work. No wonder we couldn't have a light source in here.
Yeah.
Spells would run out and fuel would run out. Nicholas rolled a 51.
51. Yeah, and what's your reasoning, please?
Plus 28.
So, Nicholas, you're kind of feeling your chin, and if you're a person that shaves their face, you know that what a couple of days stubble feels like. I'm guessing you may have gone in probably cleanly shaved, or relatively so, maybe 2 days growth from mascara. Maybe you shave each evening, I don't know. But you have weeks worth of stubble on your chin.
Okay, yeah,
at least more than, you'd say at least more than a month, if not even a couple of months, perhaps. You're not like years, but you're quite hairy, and your hair's grown a bit, and your nails are quite a bit longer.
Let's share that thinking. Cool, thank you.
Severin would just suggest we'll keep scanning the room, and then, while he's doing that, get a water casket thing out and have a drink.
Okay. Yep, you have a drink. Sure. Could you give me a perception roll, please?
100.
100. What a shame. What a shame.
Oh, wait. Hang on. 4.
4.
I just actually typed 100, and it confirmed that I had in fact typed 100.
Okay, cool. So 100. Yep, cool. And what's his perception, please?
Plus 80, plus 25.
Severin, you have a good scan of the room, and that's what you see. So some rubble, something's come down here, remains of a table there. It's big, a sense of kind of how big? Just to give you a sense of perspective, that's like 100 foot there, 130 foot width-wise, something like 170 foot wide, perhaps. Big.
Chris,
big, big space.
You know that when we went through it before, there was a symbol above the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a symbol above the portal?
Yeah, bad luck, I'm afraid. The rock fall has come down and it has smashed both the symbol at the top, where it was on the other one, and the device at the side. And GM is now going to head and get another drink. Back in a second.
I wonder if Tanya does another future seeing to go back through.
Yeah, because there's no. It might just mean we can't change the setting. Doesn't mean you can't go through.
Well, we assume it's set to going somewhere.
Yeah.
It'd be lovely if it was going back to where we came from, because it's known.
Yeah.
But right. To establish if it's, if she walks into certain death, we know this is just not an escape route.
Yeah, exactly. And then can we do some healing? Do we think?
Yeah. Jade was going to offer, so it's going to be 20 power points to 20 out of her 59. Just FYI.
Tanya better trim a beard too. I don't think she. Yeah, I mean, I don't think elves have facial hair, do they?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're now within well and truly, well, good call to come to Krakoa. We're within Kui of day 0, that's for sure. So it was a month and 2 months. It was 2 months till day 0 from when we started. That was at least a month of time passed.
Yeah. This is where we didn't go fire somewhere. I mean, that's assuming that its actual time has passed and not something else odd that's occurred.
Like we've aged rather than...
Bodies.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
GM's back. What do you do?
The time might be the same here as when we left. We just might have gone via somewhere else.
Yeah, we might have aged. True. Sort of weird discussion, but Jada will, I mean, I suppose the whole group would sort of reflect on what an awful experience that was. I'm like, ugh.
Let's do it again.
Let's have some water.
Yeah, next time let's
food.
take a vomit bag, have perhaps a bit of food, and perhaps recuperate. And Jada would offer regeneration for anyone who's feeling under the weather.
And meanwhile, Tanya would like to contemplate jumping back into the arch. And what might happen if she did that?
Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. So I've got all that. I've got 5 regeneration spells. Thanks, Pete. We'll roll those in a second. Tanya, a roll for you. Any other actions from either Askell or Yotto or anybody else?
Yotto and Askell were probably more just percepting, just looking around what they can see.
Yep.
On guard, but
yep.
Yeah.
Great. So let's do that in order. So firstly, 5. No, actually, it was Tanya first with her. What would happen if I do the thing first, and then we'll do Jadar's 5 rolls of recovery, and then a couple of perception rolls. Give me a roll for Tanya, please.
28.
28. Spell goes off. So Tanya, what exactly are you querying? What's the what if question you're proposing?
She says, what would happen? I enjoyed that so much. What would happen if I stepped back into that arch again and went through the whole process over and over again just to see where I ended up?
Okay, cool. Yeah. So again, I should probably tell you this in secret, but I'm not going to. You are, according to what you learn, you see yourself, Tanya, stepping up to this shimmering black surface, attempting to step through, and nothing happens. You can't step through.
Bugger. It's almost like we were meant to be here. All right, we'll share that information and say there's no going back. This is it. This is where we will die. Well, we'll live and succeed. So make yourselves comfy.
5,
have something to eat.
And then have something to eat. Sure. So half your all your water is now gone. You consumed some yesterday, and then you've definitely consumed yours today. So you are now out of water.
Couple of my characters have got 2 water things.
Okay. 4 days.
Yeah.
4 days. Yes.
So Nicholas has got several.
So each pint of water is good for 2 days. 1 pint of water is good for 2 days.
Yep.
So tell me, have a look at your character sheet and tell me
So Nicholas has got 4.
4 pints of water.
Well, I don't. Is that unrealistic?
It's
got 1 pound each.
pretty ungainly to travel around with.
He does. He's mainly doing study work, doesn't he? He's not.
Yeah, I suppose. I'll let it pass, but it's pretty. I mean, how would you like to have 4 canteens strapped to you along with bedrolls and everything? Yeah, 4 would be the absolute max. Please tell me when it comes to your character's turn to let me know if you're out of water. So Severin and Tanya.
Both got 2.
Okay, so you got another 2 days each. Moving on to both Jadar and Nicholas. So firstly, Jadar, you're doing 5 healing spells. Give me 5 d10 rolls. D100 rolls only fails, of course, on a 1 or a 2.
Sees. No, all good.
Okay. And just a reminder, we did talk about this previously, but just a reminder, healing spells and other non-attack spells do not have the ability of touch. If you recall, we have previously played that, but rechecking the rules, utility spells, anything that's not an offensive spell, doesn't get a plus 30 bonus for touching. An offensive spell, if you were casting sleep on somebody and you touch them, you get plus 30, but not for utility spells. So you do get the rounds of preparation, but you don't get proximity for healing spells. All of those go off, and all characters are now back up to full hits. Severin, you're on your normal 150, feeling remarkably better after losing nearly a third. Tanya, you are also now back up to 100. Jadar, you are back to your normal 93. Nicholas was uninjured. Askell, you're now back up on 81. And then finally, Yotto is back on his usual 104. Now, question for both Nicholas and for Jadar. We answered Nicholas's question. 4 is, I think, really pushing it. I will allow it, but it's an absolute max. How's Jadar looking for water? Plenty of food. How's her water?
Sorry, I was on mute. She has 1 water skin.
Okay, so Jadar
So
is
she's out.
Jadar is out. Cool.
So Nicholas will be happy to give her one of his.
Okay, so Nicholas has 2 days left of water. Jadar has 2 days left of water. Okay. And finally, for perception rolls from both Askell, so let's do a perception roll for Askell first off. Give me a roll, please.
Askell was 18 and he had plus 35.
Okay. Askell, you have. Hang on, I'll just pop that on.
Sorry, plus 37. If two more points makes a difference.
Yeah, sometimes it does. Yeah, again, Askell, you're aware of these figures at the back. They're kind of glinting, upside down, and then yeah, that's about it. Oh, you do spot something here as well. It's like perhaps a figure or something on the ground. So yeah, you do pick up a little bit more information.
Mm-hmm.
And Yotto, perception roll.
Oops. He was a 62 and plus 49 for him.
Yotto, you don't spot much more. And both for Askell and Yotto for water situation.
Yeah, they both just had 1 water skin each.
Okay, they're both out.
Okay.
Okay. So Askell and Yotto, you are now out of water. What do you do, please? So that would have taken quite a bit of time after the regeneration. I think it's a round per level, Pete. There were quite a few hits there, so definitely ample time for people to recover. You have checked out your surroundings. You haven't. No one said otherwise, so I'm assumed you haven't stepped off this ledge that you're on, or this shelf that you're on, or dais, whatever you want to call it. So you have moved around here, however, quite freely during that time. But other than that, you're still on this top one. You've done that investigation. You've had a good look at the room. Askell, you've picked up a little bit more information. At the end of that, what do you do?
Yeah, Askell would just like to share. He has noticed something glinting a little bit further than hanging. Yeah, something at a predator. Yep. And then something.
How about we move in marching order, sort of round as we're looking at the screen to the right, or the character's left, on the outside of those pillars, and just sort of make our way around the room, shining a light in front of us, and maintaining marching order.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Eskel and I was going to say Eskel and Yotto out still. We'll re-put them out after eating and drink. Eskel to go first at point, and Yotto at the back.
Eskel on point and Yotto at the back. Was that?
If that's what happy with, or we had that agreed marching order. I can't remember what it was now.
I'm particularly interested in any weaknesses in the ceiling, and perceiving as we go. And Tanya would just like to check for secret doors as she kind of moves along or anything unusual along the wall, face the wall.
So marching order, I've got Eskel, and then Eskel, and then
Tanya?
Severin, I think. I can't remember exactly what marching order is, but I think Eskel and Severin at the front. Tanya in the maybe next. I think then Nicholas, and then Yotto at the back, or something like that, wasn't it? Sorry, Jada in the middle.
Okay, done. That's what it is. Cool. All right. So you head off around. I'm going to move people with lights token first. We're assuming you're going in marching order. So Nicholas, you move off down here. You're going around this wall, and people are following along behind. So I'm not going to move all the characters. There's the remains of a skeleton there. Broken sword, helmet, some bones.
Can we see how sorry.
Any interaction?
Can we see? Sorry. Can we see how old the skeleton looks? Ancient, old, or recently desiccated?
Do you move up and inspect? That's you're walking down the wall. Do people go over closer to it?
No, I think it's just a cursory sort of look, sort of like, does it look really, really old?
Give me a roll.
Or you got a 15 and plus 37.
Escort, it's been here for some time, a long time.
Okay.
Can we get a gauge on how big it is?
Human size.
Human size.
Yep.
Okay.
You continue moving down here, and Tanya, could you give me a roll for traps? You're third in line. What was the roll?
Looking for secret passages.
Oh, not traps?
Well, that too. She's perceiving the hell out of everything. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. But I'm asking for traps in particular, please.
93.
93. Thank you. Okay. And
Trap is 57. And then she'd also like to look for any secret passages.
Yep. And give me a roll for that too, please.
I guess she's thinking of what they've seen recently, and 76. Her perception is 85.
So you continue down in the order you've described. You don't, Tanya, you don't see either anything suspicious trap-wise or anything that would indicate a secret door or a secret opening. You come to here, and again, quite you reach the far wall. You get to here. Quite a short flight of steps, 2 steps up to a much shorter dais, stage, shelf, whatever you want to call it, and along the back wall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, certainly 4 at least, images of that look like that. They appear to be made out of metal. They're shiny, and they're attached to the ceiling by old chains.
Will this metal have the appearance of some of the other metals that we've seen of dogs and oversized guardians?
Different, actually. It kind of looks like bronze, maybe. Bronze-ish in color, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we avoid the raised bit.
Okay.
Um,
And where to now?
and where was the glinting thing, Chris?
The what, sorry?
The glinting thing.
That was the glinting thing.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, how about we just reverse our steps and go around the other side of the room?
Yep. Happy.
Yep. I think we should stop to have a closer look at the skeleton, perhaps.
Yep, okay.
Dare we?
Back.
Well, I mean, it's good to know that it's humanoid. I mean, somebody's been in here since the Lord of Arcana.
Oh, yes. The size of those gymnasts. I'm going to call them gymnasts. Those sculptures, were they human size or bigger than human size?
Human-sized.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they look like they've obviously been naughty and punished. I wonder if they've been cruelly dipped in
Not just doing
molten metal.
handstands.
Cruelly dipped in molten metal
Yeah.
as punishment.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, you make your way back to where you started off. You're now kind of essentially here. Obviously not moving all the party. Tell me what you do, please.
Well, should we just move? Go on the other side of the room, around the pillar.
Yep.
Rinse and repeat. Except I think Tanya will take point and do her searching from the front. If that you're all right with that? All right with that? That's cool.
Yeah. Makes
And,
sense.
Yeah, and obviously also periodically shining some light in the center of the room in case we've missed anything by those rocks.
So you move past the skeleton. You move on round. Yeah. You notice what appears to be a stone table there, and some kind of it appears to be something that's come down from the ceiling. There's chains and stuff around it with the decaying remains of candles. Over here you can see a broken pillar, more rock, etc., more stuff that's come down. And
I reckon we want to check the table out. It might be another one of those maps.
Yep.
But do we want to venture into the middle of the room is the question, is it? We're feeling that's a risk.
Yotto would be happy to go on. Just singly, if we want to do the rope thing, wrap a rope around his center.
Oh, actually, we're still probably all roped. I think we should have undone our ropes in our eating way.
You weren't. I didn't think you were all roped together. I know that Severin was roped to his rock.
No, we didn't rope up, and Severin's put his rope away. So,
My mistake.
Have you taken your pet rock with you, or did you leave it?
do you know what?
Yeah.
I think I'll just leave it there. Because, I don't need a memento. Do you remember when?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I went to the Lords of Arcana complex, and all I got was this rock.
I will get the T-shirt done eventually.
Mm.
So yeah. Well, there's no harm in checking it out. I mean, what could happen?
Yeah, Yotto's happy to do that.
Check the ceiling. Is it looking unsteady? I mean, what's crushed this ceiling? This table.
Okay. So Yotto, give me a perception roll if you're going to go up and have a look.
Yeah. Now, did you just want Yotto, or do you want Yotto and someone with some light?
I'm assuming that people are Severin's probably pointing his sword at it and all the rest, so he's got ample light. Could be wrong.
I'll point a sword at Askell. Sure.
Sweet. Yotto, he rolled a 10 plus 49.
Could be amazing, of course. Plus 49. You think yeah, so Yotto, you're standing about here. You haven't quite got to the table yet, but as you move closer to it with Severin shining light on it, yeah, you're right. You think it once was one of these map tables, but it's shattered. It's completely there's nothing legible that you can see. You do see bits of image. You do see bits of random mountain ranges, you're assuming, and probably lakes. Not these ones. So it was once a map, but there are no images. There is no sign of any of these, any legend. There are a couple of symbols. There's that one with the eye, and that one there, and they are on the kind of in the symbol of this crumbling table. There's no indication much more damage than the one you previously saw.
Yotto would just relay back as he's seeing, say, hey, I can see the symbol of this, I can see that. Same sort of thing, very damaged. Look a little bit further afield, into that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Into you.
So pretty much, not pretty much exactly. Lots of rubble. Yeah, parts of it looking up again with the courtesy of Severin's spotlight. Big chunk of the ceiling has come down, smashed this pillar in two. You can clearly see, and just a lot of both worked stone and unworked stone has come down in the center of the room, and over here too.
Yeah, I reckon we just leave that far end of the room alone and just press on. Jenny would like to get her etchings out, and she'd just do a kind of. She's going to try and map as she goes, roughly. Draw the kind of outline of the room.
Okay.
And just periodically as we kind of go through, in times when not much else is happening, and she'd like to keep looking for traps in front of them.
Yep.
And also give a look at ask Severin to sort of periodically look at the walls, because she just knows if this complex is like the one we've been in, there were lots of secret passages and doors and things, so she's going to try and keep an eye out for those. She also knows there was like plenty of traps, particularly those on the floor, so she's going to be super interested in that too.
Cool. I'll ask for another both perception roll for Tanya and another detect traps in a second. Anything else that I should be aware of as the party continues around? I'm assuming the party continues around.
Yep. Are you guys happy to go, or did you want to hang out?
Nicholas suggests if Yotto's foraying, if he would, being careful of traps and stuff, if he wouldn't mind checking the skeleton, just for items and to see if he can ascertain how it died. And do we get an impression? Was this built by the? What's the style of the architecture and the scale of things? Because the place we were in before, didn't have. Oh no, it had that sort of large central room with the dais, but it wasn't sort of high ceilinged sort of place. Is this a similar architecture as the other one, or is it sort of quite different?
I'll answer the first points about the architecture. The stairs are larger. This was made for bigger people, you think? So the steps that you can see there, they're not quite in proportion. It's often the case with these maps. They were made for longer legs than yours. You can step on them, but they just require a bit more effort to get up and down. And the same with the steps over here. The ceilings. The ceiling in the other place was tall. It was 20 foot. this is bigger. If Nicholas is what? Well, maybe not a lot bigger. Maybe that's about the same. Is that about 20 foot? If Nicholas is what? 5
5 foot,
7?
5 foot,
Yeah.
5, yep.
So that's about 20 foot there, right? So yeah, about the same perhaps.
Cool. Thank you. That's answered the question. It was Arcana built. Yeah, cool. Essentially.
Any other actions?
Yeah, happy to shine the light for Askel to have a look at that skeleton, see if there's any, magical rings. Ascertain what killed it.
Yeah, that'd be Yotto.
Yotto, yep, sure. Give me a. No, you've done enough perceiving, I think, and people looked at it before. You. Kind of a strange metal horned helm, kind of twisted and bent, broken sword, the remains of a shield, rusted and falling to bits chainmail, nothing else on it. No sign of any coins, no sign of any jewellery, no sign of anything like a pack or a bedroll or anything to eat or drink. Pretty much what you see on screen.
Does it look like the body's fell where it died, or is it bloated or something ripped, cleaved in two, sort of?
Give me a reasoning check, please, Yotto.
He got an 81, and he is reason. He's plus 19 for his reason.
Well and truly above 50, even with the modification. I mean, the body's in pieces. You can see bits of a leg there, but whether that was just simply from age or what, you're not sure. You can't see any obvious injuries on this body. But then again, it's pretty broken and decrepit.
Okay. Cool. Happy to move on.
Okay. 7 with the lights. We'll just pull up a little bit. There we go.
Yes, as I say, Tenya's happy to
Yep.
kind of. Oh, actually, do you want it to go on ahead? Oh no, you got to take the light anyway. Don't worry.
Okay. So Tanya, moving around this part of the room, this side of the room, can you give me firstly a detect traps roll and then a perception roll, please?
Got to stop doing that. 82 and a 57. So the 82 is detect traps, which is plus 57.
Sorry, yeah, let's do one roll at a time. So the first roll was
82 plus 57. 82 plus 57.
Okay. And then the second roll?
57 plus 85.
No sign of anything trap-wise that she should be aware of or concerned about. In terms of perception, you're all kind of seeing this wide. So, something like nearly 60 foot wide passageway, again the same height. A lot of rubble's come down here. From what you can make out, it appears to be, for at least from what you can see this side, dead end. So the light, there's a worked stone wall there. Severin can see from shining ahead.
Just a cursory look at the ceiling.
Pretty in pretty poor shape. A lot of it's come down. So it's a lot of there's kind of quite a cavern above you.
So is it possible to move throughout the area where it looks more stronger than anywhere else, judging by what's on the floor? If there's so we can't see around the corner though, right?
From here, you can see some steps.
Oh, steps. Okay. Yeah, well, obviously taking a route where the ceiling looks a bit stronger than, if we can make that judgment, move to the stairs then, doing the same rigmarole as before with looking for traps, particularly on the steps, and also side passages that may be going off. And sorry, but opposite the steps is a wall. She'd like, Tanya would like to have a good look at that wall as well, in case there's anything interesting there.
Okay. So you move through here, base of the steps. Can I please ask for a perception? Oh, firstly, that's what Tanya's doing. Any other character doing anything I need to be aware of?
Severin may as well, since he's got additional perception at the moment, he may as well look at that wall as well.
Okay, we'll do it. That'll do it for 2 people looking. Rather than doing it to death. Any other actions from anybody else?
Yep, general perception, like maybe even like looking up the stairs, and a listening perception, maybe from Jane.
Okay, so I'm going to limit this to 4 rolls, so a detect traps roll, 1 detects traps roll, and 3 perceptions. So
Eskel and Yotto will just be defensive type positioning, front and rear.
Cool.
So 91 plus 57.
Hang on, we're just determined. Yep, just
All right, okay.
just a sec. So who is? We've determined that Tanya's doing the traps, so we'll leave the 91 as is. And who else is doing perception at the wall, and then a perception up this way and a listening up this way? Who is doing that?
Severin's got a plus 25 at the moment, so he may as well use that.
How long does that last for?
That lasts for an hour.
Okay, you'd be close-ish. No, you'd be about halfway through. Okay. So, anybody else? I don't want, anybody else want to do anything? Okay, all right. So, Graham, you got all the rolls. So what was the roll? 91 for the.
Plus 57 for the detect traps.
Cool. Roll again, please.
12.
Cool, and 57. Okay, so Tanya, you have a good look through the stairs, surveying the wall, surveying the rubble around you. You can't see anything untoward. You also wanted, specifically, Tanya, you wanted to roll in relation to this wall at the end. Can we roll for that, please?
93 plus 85.
Okay. Worked stone, as far as you're concerned, Tanya. Severin, you were also having a look at that wall.
20 plus 80 plus 25.
Let's see. 20 plus 80 plus 25. Again, according to you, Severin, that's worked stone, and then the suggestion was both particularly a listening roll. I mean, it's all perception roll in this direction. You've already checked the stairs for traps. Tanya couldn't see anything in this kind of area that you can see on the screen for traps, and for perceiving, which includes listening, etc., down this corridor. I'll show you what's down this corridor in a second. Who's doing that, please?
I think that was Severin, yeah.
Okay, give me a roll.
20 again.
Again, plus 80.
Plus 80 plus 25.
Cool. Severin, you don't see or hear anything, and I think that's probably enough perceiving at the stage. So this is what you see. So firstly, here, a lot of rubble's come down here, and that's the wall that Severin and Tanya have spent some time. You clamber up on this rubble cautiously. There's some stones, etc., that come under your weight. But as far as you can see, it's just worked stone. In front of you, you see the following. You haven't gone up there yet, but you see a passageway. It would be 100 foot long, and it goes down to a wall at the end. Some more rubble. Turns a corner down here, and there is an alcove here, and like a some tile work, kind of faintly goldish tiles on the ground, along here, along here, along here, and there is a lip of what looks like a, whoops, damn it, of something here. You're pretty confident, Tanya, having a look around, that there is nothing untoward about the stairs. What do you do?
Well, should we proceed onwards and just stay out of this side of the tiles? Having a look at as we go. I think I appreciate there's a lot of rolling, but I think given we know the last place we had him had loads of traps, B, secret passages, it seems sensible to proceed with those in mind. Obviously, having a quick peek first, just around the corner to see what's on that days. In other words, otherwise continuing on as we've been doing.
Yep,
So,
happy.
Okay, so the party moves up in party order, and what are you doing when you get up to here, please? Askel's out in front.
I think Tanya's out in front because she's checking now for stuff.
Yep, Tanya's out in front.
We'll swap.
Yep. Okay.
So she's having a quick peek to see if she can see anything on that days,
Okay.
but staying this side of the tiles, and also looking for traps and doors as before.
Okay, sure. Having a look in here. Give me a roll, please. Give me 2 rolls.
And does that resemble the sort of charging station?
And I'll describe in a second. Okay. Give me 2 rolls. Firstly, check.
A353.
Okay, and the second roll, we just do 1 roll at a time. So second roll was
53.
53. Thank you. And what's her perception bonus?
Plus 85.
Cool. So you see what appears to be a very, you can only see a certain amount of it, but quite a deep hole or pit. It's got a as you can see there, a rim around it, and it appears to go down quite a long way. And there's something, Tanya, you notice, can't quite see what it is, but there's something sparkling, something gleaming inside it. Can't quite make it out what it is. Further down this way, there is more rubble, and it turns a corner.
Staying this side of the tiles, if Severin shines his directed light straight out the gleaming thing, does it help?
It's more like a reflection. So peering into it, you get the sense that it's well, you can't see a bottom from, but then again, you're too far away to be able to look directly into it. And it seems like something sparkling is reflecting off something gleaming or metallic, perhaps, in the depth. So you can't see what it is, but there's something reflective on this side of the hole, the drop that you can see, that is reflecting something shiny from down below. So whatever it is down here, and you're getting a reflection of something sparkling off something shiny on this wall.
Tanya explains this to the party. What do you think we should do?
Just looking at the I wonder if we investigate it. Looking at the tiles, they're a goldy color.
Faint, kind of goldy. Oh, goldy orange would probably be a better description.
Not reminiscent of that sort of odd metallic repelling of that ore.
No, definitely not.
Right.
Different color. So I've got Tanya here. I've got you about here, so you can see a bit further down. Oops. And then Askell next. Is that right?
Yep.
Cool. And then after Askell is
Severin.
Severin. Yep. Oop. Nicholas at Severin.
Yeah.
And then Nicholas. Jada.
Nicholas would say he can summon a bird and get it to go over the line and have a look if people want. But happy to move on otherwise.
Yotto's happy to step over the line if you guys want. He's happy to do that.
Cool.
Okay. Well, we'll expect the worst. Tanya's going to put an arrow on a bow.
Okay.
And position herself slightly at an angle to the rest of the party so that she can fire that if necessary.
Okay. Just cognizant that you're playing someone else's character, by the way, Anthony, and I am wondering, you've done a couple of things, just as a heads up, of someone else's character.
Oh, yeah, it was more, I realised I was doing a lot with Askell, then I was, I should do something with Yotto as well.
Okay. So, yep. So, Tanya, you've put an arrow on the string. Askell, what are you doing?
He will just be watching.
Okay, cool. Nicholas? Sorry, Severin?
Severin obviously has his sword out because it's shining light.
Yep.
And he's prepared for combat.
Nicholas?
Nicholas will put the lantern down on the ground to the side, so behind us, in case he needs to act, and he'll have his shield out, ready to draw his sword if required.
Sure. Jada?
Staff ready. Yeah. That's it.
Cool. And Yotto?
Yotto? Oh, yes, sorry. Yeah, so, he'll just inch forward. He will have his Odachi out, though.
Okay. Where does he go?
Yeah, just sort of, tentative steps across that little line thing,
Oops.
1 foot tap, whole foot sort of placed.
Okay.
And then just sort of, I'm sure he'll be getting encouraged.
Cool.
And moving forward.
Cool. So he steps over the line and something happens. Switch that down a little bit. You step over the line, Yotto, and water starts pouring into this hole from 3 sources which you didn't see before, which suddenly have now appeared. Kind of strange. You were looking there and there was nothing there before, and then the second you step over the line, a spout has appeared out of this wall, this wall at the back, and then water is pouring directly down and starts pouring down into this hole. Just a second. One sec, folks. Hang on. Very good. Okay. You've just stepped over Yotto. Any action from Jadar as the water comes in?
Not immediately. She'll just raise an eyebrow, but she'll just wait for a moment. But yeah, no, nothing immediately.
Anything from Nicholas?
Nope.
Anything from Severin?
Suggest to Yotto to stand back or off the line and see if it stops.
Okay. Anything from Askell?
He'll go snap to Severin.
Okay. Anything from Tanya?
No, just being watchful.
Cool. And back to Yotto.
Yes. So as was already said by Severin, Yotto was going to take a step back to see what would happen.
Cool.
Back across the line.
Steps back. All right. Great. Okay. A lot of water is pouring into this hole. Next round. Any action from... Let's go into... any action from Jadar?
Nope.
Okay. Any action from Askell?
Yeah, Askell would probably just say, I guess the drinks are on you, Yotto.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else from Askell?
He would probably just say perhaps the water's safe for drinking and topping up our water skins.
Okay.
Yeah. Just go quick.
Hang on. I'm just going through an order. Nothing else from Askell?
That'll be it for Askell.
Okay, Yotto. Yotto, what level are you, please?
He's 8.
Cool. Thank you. Excellent. All right. Yotto, can you please give me a roll, and using the same blend of mentalism, essence, and channeling combined, give me a roll, please.
He got a 22 and it was +4 for Yotto.
Okay, thank you. Very good. Excellent. Yotto, there is some information about to come into your chat. Have a quick read, and then keen for you to act on it, please.
Oh, you're going to drop into Ascalion's chat?
I will put it into Askell's rather than yours, yes.
Cool.
I love... Yeah, okay, just coming. So going into that view, yes, there we go. Coming in to Askel's chat, but for Yotto in a second. Have a read. Okay. Have you read that and have you taken that in?
Yep.
Okay. What happens?
So Yotto, this is all good, lads and ladies. Yeah, this is great. Come on. And he'll start heading towards the pool and want to start climbing into it.
He jumps into it.
Jumps into it. And says, woo!
Whee! Jadar has acted first. I would give any actions from Jadar and potentially Nicholas at this stage.
So does why can I hear myself? Jada, does she notice that there's something odd about Yotto? That seems, he seems quite suddenly enthusiastic, right?
He just does what you see.
As soon as he starts moving forward, she would try and grab him, I think.
Okay. Can you please make a all or nothing, extremely hard maneuver roll to do so, based on both agility and quickness. Give me a roll, please. Make it count.
85.
It's pretty good.
So a bit agility, quickness combined and halved.
Yes, please.
22.
Which is good. Very good. Very, very good. It's an extremely hard roll. You've got the reflexes of a cat. Jadar, you have no pressure here. You have a 60% chance, 60 or under, of grabbing hold of Yotto. Give me a roll, please.
Oh, 24.
So Yotto, you are utterly convinced at what was on screen. Jadar grabs you, and for a second, for this one round, I'm going to say you are held. Next to act, Severin. You've seen Yotto basically just say, "It's all good, lads, whee!" with his Nodachi in hand, move forward, and Jadar, perhaps gaming a little bit, has reached out and has grabbed him and is holding on to Yotto. To be fair, Yotto is he's taken a step over. Oh no, he's stepped back, that's right. So he's almost in the process of stepping over the line again. Severin, what do you do?
So Severin steps over and
Steps over?
No. It's not over the line. It's not that dumb. Steps to the side of that and holds Yotto and actually uses all his force to bear his weight and strength down on him, away from the back in towards the room we came from.
Cool. Could you give me basically a grapple, a hold on Yotto? Jadar's wasn't extremely hard. She rolled really well. Really well. Yours is much easier. Yours is an easy. Give me a roll, please. Based on your strength, your agility and your quickness.
A 93.
Yep.
Strength of 45, agility of 14.
No, not strength. Agility, quickness. Sorry if I misspoke.
20 plus 12.
It's 12. Cool. 1 of 5. Yeah, you grab Yotto, and he was looking to kind of soon break out of Jadar's hold, but you've prevented that from happening so far. Next up, Nicholas.
He'll go and help. Really, I mean, so is Yotto struggling, or is he's looking eager to go?
Very eager to go. Very eager.
No, that's weird. That's weird. No, Nicholas will go and help restrain.
Okay.
I mean, with his massive strength.
Okay. Next, Tanya, you've just seen this happen.
Yeah, exactly the same. Giving the line a wide berth. Attempt to not only restrain them, but actually start moving them back into the room they came from. You know, if Severin's using all his strength to contain him,
okay,
he'll start moving them back away from the ledge without pushing them down the stairs.
Cool. And then lastly, Askell. Actually, Askell, sorry, you went first. You should have acted first, but never mind. Yep, all good.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bit further away, but he would probably just rush over to help, sort of the grappling, whether he's putting his arms around Severin's sort of waist to help pull him as everyone pulls on Yotto.
Okay. So Yotto is yanked backwards by everybody, basically. What is he saying or doing, please, Yotto?
Yotto is probably pretty euphoric and like, let's come on, team, let's go for a swim. You know, the water's fine. Yeah.
Anything else?
He probably seemed a bit confused. I note he did he actually hit the water, I should say?
No. He hasn't gone in yet. You were very.
He didn't make it.
Very, very fortunately, that was a hell of a roll, Shader. Yeah, tell me a bit more about what he's doing or saying, or how's he behaving.
He's probably feeling a little bit confused of why he's being grappled. It's like, it's water tea, like, you know, it's this, you know, have a drink. You know, start seeing a bit of water everywhere.
And it'll be fun, right?
Yep. You know, I'm not dressed for it, but hey, it looks good.
It does. It looks amazing. It looks delicious.
Sounds delicious.
What's that?
Sounds delicious. The water, you know, very picturesque. Here's like a supermodel, you know, wanting to pose by a waterfall.
Okay.
Can Severin speak?
Sure.
Severin sort of says, "Hey, Yotto, just listen to my voice. You've been enchanted of some type. Something, the spell's got you in some way. You're not acting normally. Listen to my voice. Listen to my voice. Keep listening to my voice. We're just giving you a bit of a group hug here. It's all in your favour. Just keep listening to our voice, and we'll start to move him down the stairs.
Okay.
Keep concentrating on my voice, Yotto. You're going to be fine. Just you can trust us. We're just trying to help you. You're not thinking straight, but we'll sort you out in a moment. Just keep listening to my voice. Don't listen to anything else."
So Yoto, you... I'll take control for a second. Yoto, you are... yeah, I'll take control, actually. It's probably the way to go. Yoto, you're like... No, it'll be fun. I really want to go for a swim. Severin, let go of me. It looks great. I really, really want to go for a swim. It looks amazing. I feel dirty and I want to go. You're not... Now, he's struggling. He's not being violent, but he's struggling. Any other actions?
Me or him?
You. Anybody else?
Well, I'll actually grapple and hold him and say, look, Yoto, in a minute, we just need to talk to you first. Just hold it for, if you can just hold on for a minute. We just need to chat and just see you're okay, because you know, you don't want to jump in any pool.
Severin, I want to go for a swim. It's just a swim, right? It's just a swim.
Yep.
And I can breathe. And I can breathe down there. I can breathe. I can breathe in the water.
Yeah, we just want to chat to you first, though. Just if you can hold on just a few minutes, and we'll go in with you. But just you know, we want to go together. I know, but we don't. I know we want to be there with you. Let's enjoy it all together. But let's just go down here. Get, you know, when you go swimming, you get your togs on, don't you? Get changed. So let's go down here. Get ready to go first, because hey, it'll be fun when we're all together. We don't want to leave you by yourself down there.
But I really want to go, Severin. I think you're being
No,
a bit...
we are going. We just got to get changed, get our tog. You know, when you go for a swim, you get changed first, remember?
It's just a swim, for God's sake. I mean, Nicholas, come on. And by now the water has stopped pouring, and instead there is this... It went on for quite a while. You don't know how deep that is, but it looks like it's really effing deep. And there's now a pool of still water. Yoto's keeping on going. Nicholas, for God's sake, tell Severin to be reasonable. I just want to go for a swim. I can breathe underwater. I'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine.
Eskel would help with that sort of being quite strong, gentle sort of restraint, like not overtly stop, but just you know, getting in the way of the between Yoto and the pool.
More than enough really, really, really strong characters. I mean, Yoto's quite strong from memory. What is his strength?
Sorry,
top of my head.
Sorry, Yoto is a plus 34 bonus.
Oh, he's very strong, but not as strong as Severin, and there's a lot of you restraining him.
Eskel's plus 35.
There you go, and Severin is a ludicrous plus 40 something or other. So he turns to Nicholas and says, Nicholas, come on, tell these guys to be reasonable, please. I just want to go for a swim. I can breathe underwater. I'll be fine. I just want to go for a swim. Don't you feel dirty? I feel dirty. I'd like to go for a swim. I'd like to frolic under the waves, under the water.
Nicholas will say, how do you know you can breathe under the water?
I just know. I've just had an epiphany. I'm absolutely sure I can... you know, I can breathe underwater. I'll be fine. Jada, and he turns to Jada. Jada, come on, you're a reasonable woman. It's just a swim, right? I'll be careful, of course. Tell them to release me. Come on, guys, let me go. Let me go. Just want to swim.
You're not thinking straight.
Nobody else saying or doing anything. Yoto is completely immobilized.
So Severin will be as charming as possible and remain his voice level, and just sort of speaking in a friendly and jocular manner and saying, hey, Eskel, you know, you can't actually breathe underwater. So if you think about it, until a few minutes ago, you didn't think you could breathe underwater, and now you think you can. So something's changed, right? Think it through. We're just going to stay here for a bit, wait till you've calmed down a little bit. We'll let you go soon. Just being a good friend, give us a hug, mate. You know, this is in your interest, but you know, so don't worry about it, okay? We're a tight party, but at the moment you're thinking you can breathe underwater, but if you think back, you know you can't actually breathe underwater, right?
But I can. I know I can. I know
you believe. I believe that you believe you can, but you're under some sort of spell or enchantment that's making you feel like you can.
No,
so what do you got to do?
I'm certain I can. I know I can.
I know you believe it. I know you believe that, but you have to trust.
Nicholas will do what?
Yeah.
Prepare. Okay.
Trust me when I tell you that you can't breathe underwater, and if you went in there, you'd probably die. And given your handler's not even here this week, that'll be a bit of a shocker. So,
What's my handler? What are you talking about?
just
Coach.
keep listening to my voice, and everything's going to be all right. We're all here to help you get through this. You're not thinking straight. You have to believe me when I say that. You've got some sort of spell cast upon you, and if you let it take you, you could kill yourself. So just listen to what I'm saying. He'll keep on like that, basically, until and keep holding him down until he needs to.
Okay.
Is he upright?
I've assumed you're just holding him, and I'm assuming he's upright. I'm assuming someone's got his leg. One's got his leg, one's got his other leg, one's got his arm, one's got his torso. I mean, he is immobilized by a bunch of strong people. Nicholas,
And if he can...
Nicholas, you prepared?
After 4 rounds, he'll cast sleep.
Okay, give me a roll.
He's touching him. 81.
81, it's a good roll. The spell goes off. Nothing happens.
Oh, okay. So Nicholas will pass the information on.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just say, my sleep spell didn't work.
Why the hell did you try to sleep me, Nicholas, says Yosso?
Oh, I thought you
your
said
friend.
you wanted to go to sleep.
I don't. I want to go and swim. I want to go.
Oh, okay.
And he says again, he uses the word frolic. I want to go and frolic again under the water. It'd be great. It'd be fun. You should come with me.
All right. Well,
Nicholas will say, I hate swimming.
well, I'll tell you what. Let's get your clothes off. So I think, can we lower him to the ground so we can each sit on a limb?
He is immobilized, so yeah, I guess. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll get him down on the floor. We'll each sit on his limb, and just say, we're going to wait out here till this is passed. Okay. Just relax.
He's
all your friends.
He's struggling a bit. He's not. It's not violent. He's not. He's not. I'm not going to ask for an attack roll or anything like that. He's not doing that. But he's definitely like, come on, guys. I mean, he's getting mildly annoyed, but he's not. Yeah, nothing more than that. 3 minutes go past. He's still quite emphatic that he wants to go for a swim.
He would also point out he's got 2 ranks in swim.
Yeah. Good at swimming, right? Good. Any other actions after 2 minutes?
Keep on explaining what happens to metal in water and it doesn't float. Just keep him engaged, keep him talking, talk about whatever we want. Just keep him distracted as much as possible.
5 minutes goes past. Any actions?
Severin will ask one of the party who's not currently holding on to one of Askel's limbs to get the
Yotto,
rope.
not Yotto, not Askel.
Sorry, Yotto. To get the rope out of his pack that he's recently stuffed back in his pack.
Nicholas can do that. He's probably the weakest.
Okay. So Jada is holding a limb as well, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Nicholas will also get the lantern from where he put it to the side.
Mm-hmm.
He'll stay very far away from the tiled line, and he'll get the rope out of Severin's pack.
Okay.
As asked.
Rope's out.
And,
10 minutes has gone past. Yotto is still very keen to go for a swim.
Do you think you could do the honours, Nicholas?
Nicholas doesn't have a rope mastery skill.
Well, we'll take a less than perfect.
Yep. He'll have a go.
Okay.
Yep.
Eskel has repelling, so he would know how to tie some knots.
Happy to give the rope over to Eskel. Yep.
But Askel, you're helping restrain him, right? And you're quite strong. So let's leave the rope tying to... You know what I mean? We need to stop him moving, really. And the rope is secondary just in case, right? But
Okay. Nicholas will have a go at tying at direction.
Give me an agility check. Tying a rope, please, Nicholas.
Oh my.
A master.
97?
Yeah, not master.
Oh.
Because you don't actually know how, if it's a great knot or plus, what's his agility?
14.
Okay. He gets a bonus because, he's see what he's doing. Okay. I mean, you tie a knot, you think a few knots on him, you think it's It's all right. Askell's Yotta, you got me doing it, Graham. Yotta's getting quite indignant. Why are you tying me up for? I'm not your foe. I'm not your enemy. I just want to go. I just want to go for a swim.
It's a long way down. Deep hole.
After 10 minutes, Yotta says, "Look, I'm fine. I'm fine. Just let me loose. I'm good. I'm good now."
No, he's not. No, you're not. We're just gonna take it easy for a bit. Just look, it's been a hard journey, and I think we should just relax, take it easy. Let's have a lie down, and we'll get going soon.
Okay. How long do you wait?
About another 10 minutes.
Another 10 minutes, so 20 minutes in total?
Yep.
Okay.
And then just say to him, "Do you fancy a swim, Yoto?"
Yotta's going, "Why have you tied me up?"
Just to stop you sinking to the bottom of a pool and dying.
Why would I do that?
Because you just tried to do it about 20 minutes ago, so we've had to keep hold of you.
What?
Yeah, well, that's the problem. A spell has been cast upon you, we think, and urging you to dive into that pool, probably to your death. So that's why we're all sitting on you. And we got to be certain that that spell is worn off or not. So we're just going to hold here. What do you think about going for a swim, by the way?
No.
Don't you like swimming? It's lovely. Lovely water.
No, thanks. No, I don't know why I wanted to do that. It's really weird.
Okay. Give it another 10 minutes, shall we? People?
Yeah, it sounds good from our school.
Yeah. Yotto is going, "I'm fine, guys. You can let me go now. I'm fine."
All right, we'll just give it 5 more minutes. And sorry, Yotto, we're only doing this for our own safety. We just have to be really, really careful because we don't want to lose you. Do you understand?
I think you're being unduly
We're being really cautious.
cautious.
Yeah, we're being real cautious. Honestly, if you jumped in there, we got to be really careful.
Okay.
He's tall, but not that tall.
About half an hour's gone past.
All right, then Tenya would release her control, her grappling, and see if that made a difference. What's happened with this rope? Where is it tied to and from?
I was assuming it was an extra lever on him around his waist would be was I didn't know if it was. We were sitting on his arms and legs, so it wasn't tying them together. I'm figuring it was around his waist.
Question just before the GM gets another drink. It's 1:15. I'd be keen to play on for a little bit longer, but how are people placed? What do you want to do?
I've got nothing on.
Yeah. Wrap up.
Another half an hour or so?
Half hour?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, back in a sec, guys.
Woo.
Yeah, back in a minute.
Yikes!
Bit of fun and games.
Don't know what we would have done. Jeez.
Yeah. I was just thinking, did we mention I was going to wrap a rope around him? I was like, no, that was the going through the hall.
Through the...
When Eska was going to go, not Eska, Yotto was going to
true.
The skeleton. I did mention, does he have a rope on him? And we go, no,
no, but we would have taken it off by then. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Can't figure out what that's for though. What function? I mean, is that the place that they go and wash off after they've vomited on themselves, or is it just simply a trap? Or I mean, what's the anyway?
Trap, I suppose.
And it's hard to know whether the water is actually good or not.
I
Like it might.
Steer clear.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, excuse me. I'm just going to go and get rid of a spider. I'll be back soon.
Whitetail? Loads of whitetails this year.
Yeah. What's the big one? Is it the huntsman that's just arrived in New Zealand now? The Aussie one.
Apparently there's a few. Well, yeah, whitetails are Aussie too, but they're now endemic, I think, to Auckland. But apparently there's some huntsmen there somewhere, but they're considerably bigger.
Yeah. They mentioned they're starting to appear.
Yeah.
As well. They have arrived.
They don't really do anything though. They're just big, aren't they?
Okay,
big and
folks.
freaky.
What happens?
Well, I
Uh,
think Tanya would sort of take the rope and wrap it around one of the pillars, so that if he tried to leg it, he'd at least be caught by it, unless he tried to take it off.
Do you go back into the room you're in? Back in.
Oh, sorry, where are we?
I've put you here.
Oh, the corridor. Right, got you. In that case, you'd wrap it around one of the boulders, just
Okay.
as a bit, just in case he does try to leg it. And I suppose then gradually we'd all let go one by one. I think Severin would stand by the stairs. Maybe if Askell was keen, could form a bit of a wall, so if he tried to run past, they'd grapple him. Not that far up, but yeah, just at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
And then Tanya's got a hold of the rope to yank him back if necessary. Maybe Jada could. Severin asked if Jada would come up and stand by the other two as well. So
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And then we'd say, Yotto, are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine. He says.
Okay. And then we'll just release him then and just wait.
Yosso, what's he do?
Yeah, I think Yotto would seem a little bit bemused and just kind of stand around and stare at everyone else and go, "What's next, team? What are we doing?"
So Severin would explain what we saw and what happened. Does Yotto have any knowledge of what happened?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm going to step in.
Yep.
Well, no. You can see if you can fill in the blanks. Actually, Anthony, what does Yotto say?
Yeah. I think Yotto would be like, "Oh well, I was going to check out the water for us," says Sid. But yeah, I did feel like I had a really strong urge to climb in the pool, which is kind of odd. Like, why would I climb in the pool? Like, I was just going to maybe fill a water skin, but yeah, that was odd. And it was kind of weird that then next minute you guys were all seemed like we were freaking out over something. Yeah, that's kind of odd.
And you believe? Well, you were convinced that you could breathe underwater.
Which Yotto's thinking, well, that was kind of weird as well. Like, yeah, because I know I can't.
Yeah.
So, you understand then why we're a bit worried about you, and that Jada possibly just saved your life there. So look, we've got to continue on down the passage, but given that what just happened, you can understand why we're a bit nervous about going past the water again.
Yeah, totally. Like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, that was odd.
How would you feel if we continue on, if we just continue to rope you up and hold on to you until we get to a safe distance?
That's fine. Probably doesn't think it's necessary. Yeah, he'd just be, wouldn't be doing anything stupid like trying to jump in a pool. So yeah, no, probably not that keen to go. Not be the guinea pig for a few rounds.
That's what I mean. That's why I want to keep hold of you, just in case, within sight of that water again, something happens similar. So if Askell and I were to keep hold of you and we keep that rope round you, we'll walk on up the passage, and then once we get a safe distance the other side, we can then let go of you, just for your own safety.
Yeah, sounds good. Happy to swap places with Askell and go and sit in front of Severin, and Askell go to the back.
Well, I think we'll take either side of you and just actually actively hold you.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Is that your plan?
If everyone else is happy with that.
Yeah.
So Tanya will take hold of the rope, keep it taut, so she'll try and yank back if he tries to struggle.
Yep.
Severin will take one side and invite Askell to do the other. Take a real hold of him and take a really wide berth around the water. Make sure he doesn't look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And get the other side of it.
Done. The person I didn't pick up and move was indeed Yotto. So you do exactly that. Yotto kind of averts his eyes The others glancing towards it. Yeah, still dark, deep water. Very, very deep. Black, inky black down below. Yotto, you walk past, you avert your eyes. You are fine as you walk past, and you do indeed keep a wide berth. You keep right up against this wall, all of you. And you move your way down to here.
Cool. We'll keep the rope on for a bit. Won't hurt, right? So do you want? What do you want to do? Should we move over this? Move around? Can we move around that obstacle? Okay, Chris.
With a bit of clambering and scrambling. Yeah, I mean, lots of stone and rock has come down from the ceiling here. Bits of the wall too, in this case.
Does it look unstable?
Well, it's a pile of rock.
No, the ceiling.
Oh, the ceiling. No, looks okay.
Okay, and can we see anything beyond?
Peering in here, a really big room from what you can see. I'll just grab someone with a light. Yeah, you can just make out some kind of dais or raised area here, and then down below, one column and then a wall at the back. To give you a sense, that's something like, that's actually not measuring it correctly, but it's big, it's very large.
It would be unfortunate, wouldn't it, if some of us made it over this obstacle and some of us didn't, because it was harder going, and then some were attacked on the other side. That'd be annoying, wouldn't it? How difficult is it to climb across the rubble?
I'm not going to ask for maneuvers if you just take it slow.
Okay, all right, good.
If you're in a hurry, I'd definitely be asking for maneuvers. But no, if you're just taking your time, you can slowly but surely clamber over it. It looks like the rocks have been there for some time, quite some time.
Okay, we'll do that then. That's all right.
Okay. All right.
Everyone happy with that?
Sounds good.
Any other actions I should be aware of?
Yep.
Ready for combat, I think.
And perceptions standard perceptions. Right?
Yeah.
All of the above.
Cool. So you move through. And you've actually moved into this room, but I'll take you back a smidge. Assume you're at the entranceway. But from what you can see, shining around, completely empty. Some shallow stairs down onto a second platform here. There's an old candelabra there. And then further around, there's stairs down. 1, 2, 3 pillars. And a colossal, absolutely massive door. So to scale, that's the size of Severin, not Nicholas, obviously. And then the rest of the room is like that, empty, absolutely empty.
On that. Sorry.
As, however, you step in to this room, you kind of scramble over the rubble and you get to about here. Something happens. Several things happen. First is you hear a sound.
Clank.
And the room around you shifts and morphs and changes. And suddenly This barren, empty room, bereft of any decoration, nothing. Virtually nothing in here changes. This is what you see. Firstly, what you hear is that strange initial rumbling noise, and then that fades. And this is what you see in this room. Collection of tall, ghostly figures, graceful, tall, beautiful, eating and drinking at ghostly tables, translucent food and drink all around them. Tall, painfully beautiful people. Dressed often in white, sometimes different colors, but frayed robes. Occasional laughter. You see musicians and other people playing instruments and serving. And right throughout this room, suddenly all of this has changed to that view. They seem oblivious to you. What do you do?
Should we move back a little bit and just maybe Tanya just weaves the rope around the party while they watch, so that we're somehow connected together, and just suggest you sort of just move back a little bit. That if we triggered it, if we move back, maybe it'll de-trigger it.
Yep. Happy to shuffle back a bit.
Back onto it, yeah.
Haskell, anything from yourself or Yotto?
Yeah, I'll move back with everyone else. It's probably time for a bit of a powwow, if nothing changes at the clear, or...
Yeah, I suppose mindful of what's just happened, Tanya's quite keen just to sort of loop the rope around everybody, given we've got it out, and just suggest that we stick together and just, move back, just see if this thing plays out, or if anything untoward happens, that one of us is going to go running out there or whatever, and to keep talking, and Severance says, if you're feeling anything, you get any strange urges or anything untoward happens, just keep talking. Let's just see if this thing cancels when we go backwards. Maybe an illusion.
Okay, so you move back. Anybody else doing anything or saying anything else, I should say? Let's hear from anybody else.
Right.
No,
I was going to say...
Yep.
I was going to say, I guess it's be part of this discussion of like whether it is an illusion, if worst case it's not an illusion, all those sort of factors to start thinking about.
Okay, so you do step back. Nothing changes. You still see in front of you these strange figures. Tall, painfully beautiful men and women. Not quite this, but to give you a sense. Maybe not so many spiked helmets, but it's this kind of feel. And you can see through a number of these shapes. You can see through them, their bodies. You can also see through the tables. You can see that's probably a good representation there. but also the food and the drink that's on the table is also translucent, and the tables themselves are translucent, and the lights up above are also translucent. You can see through them and all of the objects in the room, and they continue. And in the background, you can hear sounds of people speaking and whispering, the sound of a harp, occasionally the sound of a flute, a woman's voice, hauntingly beautiful and eerie. You've stepped back out of the entranceway, and this is still continued.
Can we act?
Sure.
Severin would like to turn his gaze away and put his fingers in his ears and start singing time and folk songs.
Excellent.
Severin, Tenya would like to cast Presence.
Yep.
Okay, she's cast it once today already. Okay, great. Let's go through actions for the others. So we've got those. So Severin's blocking his ear holes and singing his favourite Tama folk and drinking songs. Tanya's casting. Let's move on to both Nicholas and to Jada.
Nicholas will say he's happy to cast Presence as well, but also he's happy to, on consent with the party, to cast a Detect Illusion spell, if that's helpful. He's just aware that he doesn't want to, maybe magic might trigger something, but that was his intention. But he would consult with the party, shall I cast Presence? He would want to check about casting Presence, and then also about this Detect Illusion spell. Depending on what people say, he'll cast those or not. Jada will just be standing to the back.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. Occasionally hear the sound of footsteps too. Askell and Yotto, please.
They'd both like to do some perception and around, looking for specific things like symbols, anything triggering that might, I guess, seem out of the ordinary, but not out of the ordinary. Just, yeah.
Okay, great. So let's go through each one of those actions in turn. Severin, you block your ears and you start singing a song about the Black Velvet Band and humming your favorite drinking song. Tanya, give me a roll, please, for your. Is she preparing, or is she just casting?
She'll prepare.
Okay, give me a roll, please.
8.
8. Spell does go off. What happens? What is the spell?
This is Presence.
Yep.
Pete, can you remind me, is that 50 or 100 feet?
Well, for Nicholas's spell, it is 10-foot radius per level.
Oh, okay. Jeez, that's 90 feet then.
So scale here, it's about 100. The room from where you guys are standing to the other side of the room is about 160 foot. So what's her range, please?
90.
90. So kind of to about there. So definitely, it will definitely get some of these unusual figures. Not all of them, and it won't cover the entire room, obviously, but it will get some. And the description of the spell, please. What exactly does it pick up? The presence of.
Do you want me to read that out, Graham? If it's the same as Nicholas's one.
I'm sure it is. Yes, if you've got it.
Caster is aware of the presence of all sentient/thinking beings within their range.
So, this is weird, Tanya. This is really weird. Some, none, lots, 0, nothing, 20, 100, 60, 5, 0, nothing. Nothing. Zero. Lots. Half. Doesn't make sense.
So Tanya would relay that her present spell is malfunctioning. Sort of suggest there are people there, that there are not people there. So it's probably not a straight illusion.
Moving on to the next person to act is Nicholas, I believe.
Yep. He was going to prepare and cast a detect illusion spell.
Give me a roll, please.
Yep, 45.
45. The spell most certainly goes off.
So it's got a range of 100 foot and a radius of 5 foot.
So casting
Caster can
100, which is about to there, and a radius
Yeah.
of 5. You would certainly get some of, if you look at the images again, you would get some of a table or people or not all of it, but a portion of it.
Yeah, awesome. Cast and check one object or place up to 5 foot radius and tell if an illusion has or has an illusion on it. Sorry, tell if it is an illusion or has an illusion on it.
Okay. Nicholas, it is not an illusion, nor has there been an illusion cast on, for example, this table.
Oh, he will pass that information on. So yeah, not an illusion.
Okay.
Ooh.
Jada was at the back, and then 2 perception rolls, one from Askell. Give me a roll, please.
Yep, and they're specifically looking for any like runes or carvings or just anything.
Cool.
Rather than.
Yep, and that does give you a bonus if you're looking for something specific. Yep, give me a roll.
Oh, sorry, I did that wrong. Let me try that again. Whoop. A 33 was the roll plus 37. That was Askell.
Yeah, 33. Yeah. Cool. And
Yotto, Yotto got an 82 and plus 49 for.
You both scour this room. You can't. You do make out something a little bit more information, Yotto. Over here at the back, you see kind of tattered banners that you hadn't quite seen before. This whole wall is covered in banners and sigils, faded and crumbling. But other than that, any runes specifically, no. Again, just lots of this. You do one last thing. You do get a sense that perhaps one of these figures has turned in your general direction, you think, and has paused and you think is looking at you or looking in your direction and is staring at you, but everybody else is going about their business. That's all you pick up.
Was there a clear path to the door around the edge?
Just a sec. Any further actions from either Yotto or Askell based on that information?
It'll just be relaying what they've seen or not seen. Just basically back to the rest of the group.
Okay, sure. A clear path round to the door. Well, what's a clear path? What are you trying to avoid?
Well, this goings on. Like, were we to sort of say move along the edge of the wall, and then move along the edge of the other wall, could we get to the door without bumping into one of them?
Yes. Yeah. If you go down here, there's a drop of what would it be? Someone with a light. I don't know what is that. That's a 7-foot drop. So hardly dangerous. Hardly that dangerous. You could drop yourself down. You could walk along here. You could walk along to the doors, and Yeah, you would be away from the main area of these goings on.
So we could do that, or we could just wait it out and retreat back and just see if it plays out. What do you think?
I think waiting's not a bad idea.
We can move back into that corridor and just duck down behind the rubble and just see what happens.
Yep. Before doing that, can we someone who's good looking, you know, could we see what we can make of the double doors, the condition of them, or is it easy to see, or
I'd ask for a perception roll for that.
how about someone who's got
Has Severin still got his enhanced perception?
No, because you sat on Yotto for at least half an hour, more than half an hour. So no, that's well gone.
Everyone needs a hobby. All right. Tanya will perceive the doors then.
Okay, give me a roll.
Oh, sorry, that was rubbish. 13.
Could be amazing.
Let's hope so. Plus 85.
Yeah, huge. They look like they're made out of metal. Rusted and decayed. One of them is partially open, you notice.
Oh, really? So if we were to kind of leg it along the wall there and through the gap, how long would that take?
What's the distance? $106. What's your base movement rate?
Well, varies between 50 and 65, I think. So
Ah.
a couple of rounds then.
Yeah, walking.
And
Yep.
avoiding the people.
Yes.
We're dragging people. Do we just retreat, see what happens, and if that still keeps going on, try that?
I reckon. Yep. How long do we give it?
Don't know. Well, the same time it took to sit on Askel.
Half an hour.
See what
Probably.
happens. 15 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah, so if that's all right, Chris. We'll go backwards and then just duck down behind the rubble and just see if it continues to play out.
Sure. It does. Goes on for at least half an hour.
What do you reckon, folks?
I was going to say, is this a good time to session pause, end, and
Maybe.
regroup?
Yes, no? Pause it there?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll pause.
Okay.
Good place.
Mm.
Okay. Roll credits. How about that?
Spooky.
That's really cool. Never know what we're gonna find. It's always something different and always something new. That's amazing. Thank you.
So we think that's the Lords of Arcana at work, doing their thing.
I reckon.
Yeah, and I don't think things are illusions. Everything will be deadly.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm,
Are we halfway between worlds?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Time?
no simple parlor tricks, I'd say.